I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Is anybody videotaping or recording this meeting? Lake Cam is present. Thank you. Okay. We'll make those horseshoe guys wait. No, I'm not kidding.
Just make him wait. There you go.
No, we're going to take you right off. We're going to make you wait a while. No, I'm only
You
kidding.
said sweat.
No, we're gonna bring you right up and go. Let's go. You're here for some reasons, and we'd like to hear them.
The biggest reason is that we weren't sure about the contract. There are two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't sure about the contract, and I do not have it in front of me because I lost it in my computer. But I do remember that it said $250 per event. And as I told Nellie, that is just not something that we can begin to do. We are going to be giving you $2 per person in the event, but our last event only had 10 participants, which would have been $25 per person.
That was.
It's untenable.
It's not meant for our group, like yourself, Lakeville Baseball,
Oh,
Freetown Lakeville Soccer. It's meant for outside groups.
okay.
Oh, we just left it in the contract.
It wasn't clear.
It wasn't clear.
Okay.
And this was the first time we put it in the contract, so we've got to refine that.
Right, okay.
But no, it's just the $2 per person, for trash and water, whatever. I mean, that's all we're not trying to, put anybody to the wall. We're just trying to cover our costs.
Okay.
Because our costs are going up and up and up.
Great.
And that's all. That's all we're trying to do, because we
Okay.
are self-sufficient. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
We
Yes.
get no funding from the town, so everything we get, we have to generate, unfortunately.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where we came up, and it's been a few years ago we came up with the $2 per person. It just really hasn't been imposed as well as
The
it should be.
$2 per person, we were told, I wasn't at the meeting. I was told that we were told that the $2 per person didn't apply to our tournaments, but now it will.
That's all it applies to. The $15 per
We pay
person.
$15 per person in the
Correct.
league
Correct, and that's it for them.
for them. So the $2 per person in each tournament, does that include the league members that enter the tournament? Or is that only the outside members?
It's probably not written down, so we'll have to discuss that tonight amongst the board members and see how they want to propose with that.
Okay.
I can't give you an answer on
Because I
that.
remember one year it was just the outside people.
Yeah, and that's probably how it was thought to be, and
Okay.
that's what we'll probably do. I mean, but again, it's not written down, so the board has to discuss it.
Okay, okay.
Yep, and we'll let you know after tonight.
The other thing was, several years ago, we put in lights when we first started here.
Mhm.
And
Thank
they
you.
were yellow, and there were 50,000 lumens. About 4 years ago, we had new lights put in that were promised to be better, and they were white, but the lumens are not enough. We need to change out the fixtures, because we also want to go to LED, maybe, if we have the money. So I think that you guys are having light bulbs replaced.
We're trying to, yes. We've got a bunch on the Little League field that need to be replaced, and there's a few others.
You're renting a bucket truck for the day?
That's
or
most likely what's going to happen, yeah.
You're going to rent it, and we
So
were wondering if
We
possibly...
could
you
get together and do it the same day. Sure, yeah, I mean, that's,
But we might need more, is the guy going to change your light bulbs, is that an electrician, or is that just a person?
that's yet to be determined.
Okay.
We're trying to keep the price down.
We probably need an electrician.
What's that?
We probably need an electrician. Would that be done on a weekday or
I-
weekend?
whenever
You know
we can
nothing.
get him here, yeah.
You know nothing. Okay.
I mean, at this point, we gotta, first of all, you need to know exactly what bulb you're gonna get, because it's not gonna do any good if we get here with the truck and you don't have the bulbs, and then you gotta run out and get them. So, and it's the same problem we have with the baseball field. We're trying to get the wattage of the bulbs and a key to the shed so that we can get out there, and that's what we need also, or if someone's gonna be here, that's fine.
Coordinate all of that,
Are you
yeah.
changing the whole fixtures or just the bulb?
I think we have to change the fixtures because we're halogen now, we have to go to
So we have to get an
LED.
electrician.
Yeah, that's gonna be an electrician.
And you're probably not going to have it, or possibly, we don't know.
We're trying not to, but,
Okay.
because it's just replacing bulbs. Right now, that's all we were gonna do.
So we should plan to get an electrician to do
Yeah.
our work for us.
Yeah.
But we can maybe use it the same day as your bucket truck.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, if we're renting it already, I
So we
mean,
need to know pretty far in advance.
yeah, no, I know, I've been circling that with an electrician, and he's trying to locate the bulbs for out there, and then
Do
we're
you have
trying,
any time frame?
not yet,
Not
because,
at all? Okay.
first of all, we gotta find a bucket truck that goes that high. Those are high.
Okay.
You know, yours aren't so bad,
Right.
some of the other ones aren't so bad, but those are very high. So we gotta get something that's up there all the way.
Right.
And that's the problem. That's why a third of their lights are out, because
Because it's been so hard.
it's been hard to get one. So I'm hoping the place down the street here can be kind to us in a rental capacity. We have a rental place right down here on Main Street, which
Okay, now
looks like they got some big bucket trucks there.
They do.
So, you know,
You're
approach
gonna
them.
have to talk to corporate though, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think locally he can make that decision.
Oh, it's a franchise?
It's, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because it changed hands. It's no longer, you know, New England Rental,
Right.
it became Sunbelt.
Right.
It's, in the past year, it has changed hands.
Yeah, I know it changed. I just didn't realize that Sunbelt was
It's huge.
huge.
Actually, I spoke to the Sunbelt assistant manager and told him that we may have to, and he said he would try to do the best they could.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they
Yeah,
can
To
do.
the town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
They're not bad people, just it's.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, I understand. It's,
I don't think it's like, I can give you a freebie.
yeah,
You know.
I get you. Hey, whatever they can do is, you know, will be appreciated. So, for me, my problem's been tax season. I'm a CPA, so today was the last day of tax season, so I'm now free again. So I can
So
stop
you know
it.
nothing until like 4 hours ago.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was mush cased until, I think it was 4:30 I clocked out. So, I'm back among the living. It's gonna take a couple days. I'm taking some time off and be hanging around the camp.
Okay, so if you can just keep us informed.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
actually not even an officer anymore. This is Wayne J. He's our new treasurer.
Okay?
And Dave Fink is just very involved and very helpful and a worker bee.
Wayne, can I get a phone number?
Sure. What's Jerry's number?
508-847-1357.
Do you have Jerry's number? You must.
Jerry's the president.
Jerry's the
He
president,
doesn't
Jerry
know.
Pratt.
Jerry Pratt?
Yes. Did you get that information?
We have it.
Definitely have his email.
You're gonna require almost a day by itself just to do portion, because you change it.
Yeah, that's, if you're changing fixtures, that's gonna
It's not
be,
just, he's changing bulbs, he's on threading bulbs, yeah, we're gonna be changing fixtures, there's a little more to it.
So
Yeah.
the president's phone number is 508-823-7584. That's Jerry Pratt, Jerry with a G.
And Jerry used to be the treasurer, so.
okay, so he's been,
Checks from him.
okay, great.
He's the first.
Like you said.
He's the first contact. I like that, Prez, I'm gonna put there.
Like you said, you might be better off just doing it yourself, the whole thing, because they're gonna have to change out the fixtures and everything. That guy's gonna be up in the bucket truck, it's gonna take him half hour. How many fixtures you got up there?
I think we need 6.
6, probably half a day work
Yeah,
alone, so.
Okay. When we had it done before, we did it ourselves.
yeah.
But we just thought maybe we could double up, it would be good. And ours are probably not that high, we probably have just a scissor lift.
Right, yours are much lower, right? Yours aren't a problem.
Probably hire an electrician that has a bucket on his truck for those.
Our biggest
Okay.
problem is the middle back, in the back behind the fence,
The
it
slope, yeah.
slopes.
Yeah.
So we really need something that can get through the fence, which would be a scissor truck, a scissor, whatever.
Yeah, scissor lift, yeah,
Instead of a truck.
yeah.
The time they changed them a few years ago, they used a truck and we were all holding our breath
Mm,
because he was,
he was outside, yeah.
yeah,
Ooh, that's scary.
so.
So if we choose to go out, if you guys go a second day and you're doing what you're gonna do, you might have time in the end of the second day.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 13 bulbs and they're on three of the light fixtures. So it's not gonna be,
It's only 13.
it's gonna be in, out, You know.
We might have to work together with you guys on this.
I mean, you know, over there, I mean, I can't see it being more than, and I'm just throwing it out there, an hour apiece, 3 hours, you know, at the most.
So
I
we could-
can't see it.
Maybe use it the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll try to coordinate that.
All right.
That
You know.
would be great.
I mean, you know, obviously it's gonna be up to if we get an electrician, I mean, we're trying not to because it's that much more expensive.
So if you were to.
The bulbs are gonna be expensive.
But if you were in the bucket truck, that comes all just by itself with a driver.
Right.
And you would have another person.
Yeah.
changing
Oh,
the
absolutely,
light
because
bulb.
someone's gonna
We could
maneuver that.
We could hire an electrician for the afternoon, potentially. potentially.
But you need to get a good idea of what work is involved.
Right.
That's fine.
Right, I mean, if somebody knows an electrician, just have them come down and look at it and tell them what you want them to do, and they'll give you a ballpark
Do
on.
you have any electricians that the town uses that?
The town does have an electrician. We just used a separate guy because the town electrician was really busy. And he's a local guy from Middleborough.
Would be better for us to use the electrician that you use, or?
That's fine. I mean, there's also a bigger company, MV Electric, who I think has a truck, so we've got to contact them. You know, I mean, it would be cheaper if we rent their truck and their time than it is to rent the whole unit.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, we're still trying to get prices on that. He's from New Bedford, so he doesn't come out this way all that much. So we're trying to get him out here to give us a price on it.
Okay.
And find out exactly, we're not even sure what size bulbs are out there. You know, someone told me there are 1,000 watt bulbs. Okay, I'm sure there's more than 1,000 watt bulb. You know, we can figure out what bulb it is.
You have no idea, yeah.
And you're certain they're just interchangeable, it's not a fixture-related replacement?
No, because the electrician was here and he did look, you know, from the ground, he says, yeah, it's just we gotta take the glass cover off and then change the bulb.
So that was an electrician that came out?
He was standing from the ground, the best he could see from the ground.
I was wondering if that same electrician could give you...
I can give you his name.
Which, yeah. That was your town's electrician?
That's not the town's
No,
electrician.
that was not, okay.
That's a separate electrician.
Since you already then you would possibly end up doing that work.
Right, right.
The other thing is, you said, who's the excellent Dick?
I'm sorry?
Like,
Oh, the excellent Jim Bidwell.
you're not,
He's not gonna do it.
No, but he can tell you a fixture, though, if we can go
Oh,
into
yeah,
the same.
yeah.
Right, 'cause you wanna know that beforehand.
Yeah, if it's just, if it's a fixture change, if it's not a fixture change, I don't know which it is, I really don't.
I'm pretty sure it's a fixture change, he said that.
He did say it was?
Yeah, because he's put the originals in, and then he knew about the second one. He didn't change the second one, but 90% sure we need a fixture change.
this way, this electrician's already got on site,
Perfect.
he knows the work needs to be done for them.
Yeah, we're a totally different fixture, though.
He lives right down in Middleborough.
Okay, super.
Nice local guy. You can tell him I gave him your number if you want, that's fine. Yep. He may be coming out here this weekend sometime, I'm not sure. Okay, is there anything else? So we'll discuss the price tonight amongst the board members, and Nellie will send you an email to somebody. You got email contact?
Yes. Yes.
That's how I believe it was supposed to be, but I don't know if it's written down anywhere, so we gotta make a decision on it, that's all.
So we'll just be in touch? Yes, constantly.
Great.
There is one more thing.
Oh, go ahead, yes.
Can I speak to it?
Absolutely.
Our equipment shed,
Yep,
you guys familiar with it? The pine tree to the west side
yep.
is leaning, it's actually leaning into the trim now,
Growing into the building.
growing into the building. And unfortunately, the service entrance for the power comes in under that trim, and that's the power for the courts, for the other smaller shed that we work on, you know, that, what do you call the other small shed?
Small shed.
The one we, you know, that's used every time we're open. Now that pine tree is leaning against the cable of the service entrance cable.
Well,
So it's leaning against your electric cable? I didn't see that when I walked by it, but
It's there.
I don't doubt you.
If you're there when it's windy, in particular, when the wind's kicking up, you can hear it creaking into the shed.
oh yeah, no, it's been growing into it for years.
right, right.
But the only thing is the cable's underneath it.
Right.
That's our fear, you know. that-
Yep, no, we'll take a look at it and get somebody out here and see what we can do.
All right, and I'm not trying to ask for Christmas here, but if you end up taking that one down, because ends up being a twin tree.
I know, I don't want to take it down, but
It's a huge old tree, we'd hate to take it down.
What's that again?
It's a huge old tree.
It is, it's just a pine. I can see if it wasn't a hardwood, I can
I know.
understand it. The one to the east side of it, another big pine. If you're gonna take one down, take the other one. Only I see happen, because we've lost branches last year that took out our service, and it was, that tree ended up coming down. no?
That one ended up taking,
No.
knocking the wires down.
Yeah, it took the
But that was
wire-
the big storm. I mean, that,
That was a-
Right, it was a big storm, you're absolutely right, that took the cable down.
it took power down everywhere. I don't know if you drove by Clear Pond, it was in pretty bad shape.
Right, so, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess, I mean, the only, like, the third choice is to,
move the wire.
well, move the shed.
Yeah, not too long ago, you guys were, well, not you guys, or you guys in volleyball were sharing it, and they were talking about tearing it down, because it was in such bad shape. So has it all been fixed up?
Well, it's not, I don't think it's beyond the point of repair.
We never shared it with volleyball. They
Kind
talked
of-
about it and then it never happened.
Oh, okay.
They built their new shed, as you know.
Right.
We have upgraded it we put siding, we painted, it needs
The
painting
the
again.
floor was falling through and
The
everything else.
floor is not good and the sill has to be replaced this year. There's no question in that, but we've done a few little things. It's still okay, it's still viable as a storage shed. It still has a lot of mice and it still smells musty, but, you know, I wouldn't store anything important in there. Like someone one time wanted to store your ballot boxes in there, and I thought, no, not good. But it's still okay as a storage shed.
On another note, we're just trying to, if at some time we could get a copy of the keys, we're just trying to build one set of keys, one master set of keys that we have in the maintenance shed, so that push comes to shove, for whatever reason, we can get into something we have to get into. Or if we got someone here, I'm just saying, if we got someone here to change the lights, I don't have to call you down, I can go over, all right, it's that one, that, you know?
So the keys, the fence as well.
Yeah, just that way, and we'll mark them, and we, you know, we put them away lock them in the maintenance building, but just, we're trying to build a set of keys from all the groups,
Okay.
from volleyball, from you, from baseball, soccer, everybody, so that we have access
So
We
to
are-
the buildings on the property.
the two buildings and the fence?
And the fence.
Yeah, wherever you have a key, wherever you have a lock.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, and we'll mark them, and that
We are
way,
gonna move the fence between courts 12 and 13 now. It's gonna go back to 11 and 12, so that there will be water available for the 4 public courts.
oh, great,
So that was something that was done without our knowledge, and
We'll bring it back.
that will be fixed.
okay, good, thank you. Great.
Is there anything else?
Does anybody have any comments or questions? You guys?
I think so, I mean,
Where do we get the keys to whom? To Nellie at the office?
I mean, to Nellie, or, you know, she can call me, and I'm down here quite a bit.
Okay,
I mean, it's not it's not like I gotta have it tomorrow. We're just trying to build it so we have one key ring for all the buildings in
Right.
case of emergency. That's all.
sure.
And for whatever reason, just not that we're gonna be going into your buildings, because we're not. But you know, it's like with baseball. They want me to change the lights, and I'm like, I need a key, and it's been 6 months. I don't have a key. We can't change the lights.
they locked the gate to the field?
No, not the gate in the field, but the building in back controls the lights, and it's locked.
Yeah, yeah.
So he says, well, there's 13 lights out. I'm going, yeah, well, which ones am I changing? And we gotta turn them on to find out which ones don't work,
Sure.
you know? So it's a kind of a catch-22. So, and that's when I said, you know what, we need a set of keys, you know, and we'll mark them all, and we'll keep them in the maintenance building locked up, so they're not, you know, out for public knowledge for anybody.
I'm sure you've already seen it on the way in, the service panel that turns on the lights for us, the basketball court and all that.
Mhm.
But that panel is now off on the ground,
It's back on.
it's back on, okay.
I put it back on yesterday. That's my first project starting tomorrow. I'm rebuilding that whole box so that lights, the last 2 nights I've been here, I've come through from work at 10:30 at night, and the lights have been on still. And the following morning at 9 o'clock, they were still on, so I wasn't really happy camper.
How about a chain link fence around that box?
No, I'm gonna build a new box
Good box, okay.
with the right locks and latches so that they can't play with it.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
I'll just
if
suggest,
you go and your lights aren't working, it's because I turned the outside breaker off, because I just put all the screws back in. And so if your lights don't come on, it's because the outside breaker's off. You can turn the outside breaker on. I just did it because at that point I was 11 o'clock at night, and I had it for the day. So,
So Dave, you just let us know where he's talking about.
right. So yours aren't on a timer. Yours are just straight.
Right,
You just get
ours is
straight
straight
power.
feed.
It's those 2 quarts that are on the timer, and we're
We're
trying to
disconnect,
control
ours
it.
is on the right, is that it?
The big arm. Yeah, it's, the big one arm runs that whole thing.
Okay.
It runs those lights, those lights, those lights. Your lights, I didn't realize it ran yours. It runs the one off here off the pole, and it runs the little bathrooms. So it runs the whole corner here.
Okay.
So I turned it off yesterday because I just,
We've seen the volleyball lights on late at night.
yeah, so I'm trying to remedy that with a pair of new timers.
Right. We do have one more thing, a little, and it was on the schedule, but I just want to be sure that you noticed it. On May 24th, we do have a Friday night tournament. So we will be here later than dusk.
Yep, as long as you pull up the calendar. And this is the thing, is we need to know before you schedule a hard schedule on a tournament, just so that,
She has the schedule.
right, but what I'm saying is, you know, if there's a big wedding here or something, sometimes we can have situations, if there's a wedding here, you got a tournament, volleyball's running a tournament, soccer's running a tournament, something's gotta give.
Right.
You know, so that's why we're trying to, you know, no one wants to say you can't play. And that's not what we're trying to get at. We're just trying to manage the amount of people, especially down this area, in this corner, and parking.
Is the triathlon still going to be here in the middle of August?
Yes,
Okay.
yep, that is,
And that's, you think that's going to happen yearly still? It's in good
yeah,
shape?
it's been a few years and it appears to continue. We had a bike race this weekend. Probably didn't even know too much about it. It
No.
was,
And this, I'm only thinking this for next year. Next year, we're scheduled to have the state singles tournament, and it's usually that weekend, so we'll have to.
yeah, we'll just find out what weekend. He doesn't have a weekend yet. But this year, I think
This year, it's in here for the
He
weekend
books a
of
year in
the
advance.
23rd, August 23rd through like
Oh, it's
25th.
a week later than, okay.
Yeah, well, you know, what he was running into was that there was another one north of here that was
Okay.
the same week.
So they might be a week later than they have been from now on?
We can,
We'll find out. That's
Yeah.
good. That'll work better for us too.
be a good feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Great. Anytime you got any questions or anything, you know,
Okay.
you can
So
shoot them off to
Scott,
Nell.
What is your phone number?
It's 508 5234567.
No, sir.
I got one question. This is only because
Wow.
we put directions, for, you know, we tell them GPS.
Yep.
And it's easier to tell them to come off of 495 down 18.
Yeah.
Does anybody know the address of the new police station?
I can find out, because Nate had told us what the number was for the camp, but he said, don't put it in your GPS because it's not gonna bring you there. So if we can get the number for the police station, that's gotta be a hard number.
Okay. Because right now, the address of the camp is 28
28
Precinct.
Precinct
Yeah.
Street, right,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So, but, you know.
I know, yeah, get the other
Out of town,
entrance.
it's
Oh, I know,
easy.
it's easier to come in that way, no, I know.
Yeah, the police station will be the best.
306 Bedford Street.
We even
Yeah.
tell, yeah, 307, whatever it is.
And that's about what it is, if you go GPS, that's about where it brings you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I've done it myself, and that's about where it brings you, so I'm not sure what the,
New-
Okay.
we'll find out. We'll find out for you.
It's there.
Just another point of reference, when you're coming down Bedford Street, and you're starting to get close to the camp entrance, those shrubs need to be trimmed back on the street, on the north side of it, because you don't see the sign here
Yep,
on the sign.
That's true.
and you can't pull out because the metal fencing is all,
Yeah.
that's in the way, so hopefully that'll be down soon.
It's temporary.
No, I meant like if you're coming.
The other side,
Yeah.
you're talking the other side,
Yeah,
yep,
it's hard to see numbers.
yep.
Things grow.
No, that's true too. But the shrubbery is sticks out far enough now that you don't see it till you're right there. All those shrubs.
Okay.
You good?
We're good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
I'm trying to get the number down.
That's what happens.
Yep. Okay, all right, we'll move this along, we get some bills to pay
Yes, yes, you do.
and minutes to approve. You can approve
No, we do not have them. I
them.
tried,
You weren't here.
I ran out of time.
Oh, you didn't have them? Okay.
All right, so let's start
No,
with
we
your
didn't. No, Jill.
sign.
Go?
For this one,
Yep.
this one doesn't have it either.
What?
The
It's okay, we're gonna go
balance.
over. Well, no, I had it. The last one I looked at, then what did we put in there?
Yeah, we can review. I'm gonna send you the March one.
That's right.
I
We're
already
going on. I don't care if we go over.
Those bills.
I don't care if we go over.
Okay, done. That's fine.
Every meeting.
We're gonna go over a few things.
We do,
Too much.
bills,
Yes.
so at least 3 of us have
What's
to
that?
sign the bills.
Mike?
All right, so, you guys go home. I'll go from Brian first, but
Yeah.
Town of Middleborough gas.
Weird.
Okay.
I know.
And, this is
I know.
our, this is.
Are you
That-
literally
that-
excited to be done? Oh,
you don't know how.
If you have any questions?
It's like,
9 out of 10 people are turning around money.
Really?
Or they're getting a $3,000 refund less than what they expected.
wow.
Oh yeah, most people.
Linda's requests. That's what she would like.
Sign, dogs,
We need
swimming.
3 or 2? We need 3 or 2?
3.
Tennis court.
Oh yeah, I know, we just, the last time we put them up, they tore them down.
Huh?
I mean,
No, it's good.
You want to send them to them, you're gonna put on each
they
side.
tore them down. They ripped them off the fence. They took the metal and they took it off the fence.
Yeah, I know. It's like kind of a,
Well, that's how people are around
learn
here.
what to do day.
She was just handing it to.
Oh,
Yes,
I wasn't
sorry.
paying any attention to
That
it,
should be
sorry.
added.
Yeah, well-
Sorry.
I had a bad week after school. They didn't have a schedule, nobody knew they tried back and forth. Freetown was washed out, they tried to play on field 4-1 and softball and the Giants. And everybody was trying to find out who's going what. And I don't know.
Well, Little League knows they don't play on field 1.
Sorry?
Little League knows they don't play on field 1. So I don't know what they were down here trying to
Because
do.
they had nothing to play in. Whatever.
I understand that, but they don't have the field. Our fields are scheduled,
Was
And
it?
they wanted me to tell them when the schedule is, but I said, oh, it's not.
yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Perfect segue to
They
liaison.
requested 2 dates of Field 1, and I don't know what happened with that.
We need to do liaisons.
Yeah, we need to do that, and we're
Because
gonna
the
we're gonna get to
schedule
that.
got,
I just want to introduce to our 2 new board members. This is Jesse and this is Joe. This is Linda. Linda works for us, mainly on the weekends, but she works all over the place. And she's got some requests for some things. I'm going to get right to them. We're going to snap it up. She's requesting 5 yards of mulch. I'd like to make a motion that we allow Linda to buy 5 yards of mulch.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? You good? Fantastic. Okay, flowers.
I don't need much, I've already had all the donations, and I got a whole shed full of flowers.
Okay.
$50 into it, just listen.
Make a motion, we allow Linda to spend up to $50 for flowers.
Second.
All those in favor? Great. If you're looking for schedules, we are too. Our schedule left us high in the lurch. What's this iron,
But I kind of scribbled, what does it say?
Looks like Iron Mike.
Iron Mike? Iron, after the mulch. Tron, something?
Oh, that's Geronimo.
Huh?
Geronimo, that's the name of the guy.
Oh, the mulch. Is that where you want to get it? That's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. Signs, yes, we'd like to get some signs. We need to get some more signs to say off the fields, down on the baseball fields. What happens is for these nice fenced-in fields, people like to bring their pet and let them run free. Well, unfortunately, you can't run free in the town of Lakeville.
I have piles in it.
And especially on the fields that kids are gonna be playing on. And then they take them over here to the tennis courts and let them run free in there, Oh, no big deal. Oh, they're whizzing on the poles. I have a dog. I love my dog. But it's not the place for them. So we had signs up there and people ripped them off the fence.
And the swimming sign has to be lower because everybody says they can't see it, they're not so low, they're gonna rip it off either.
Right. Because we have a sign that says there's no lifeguard, so there's no swimming. We can't be responsible for people swimming down here. And we don't want people coming, that's why we have clip on.
Until the police station's done. Kevin's done.
Other than that, I'm fine.
Okay, so go for it, and we'll work on the signs.
Oh, and yeah, and everything,
We've called for the plumber.
Like everything else.
okay.
He was supposed to be here this week.
Well, they're usable, it's just, a couple of,
Huh?
they're usable, I mean, it's not like.
Yeah, well, the ladies' rooms, they're just coming out of the thing. But I said to you, like the urinal, put a plastic bag over it for now. That's what I said to you 10 days ago, put a plastic bag over it until we get it fixed.
I did with some one time and they urinated on top of the plastic, so.
Well,
Then I had to clean the floor.
all right, then just leave it the way it is.
It's kids.
Yeah, I looked at it, it's just kind of dribbling down. It's not like
I
spraying.
know, yeah, I know. All right, the dope. 323, the PD is number 321, Bedford Street. I'm telling you what the numbers are.
oh, it is,
The police department's gonna be 321, and the entrance to the camp is 323.
323.
But if you do a GPS, that's not gonna get you to the entrance to the camp.
No,
The GPS, it's more like 306, 305
323 is gonna be ours.
is the number. Because currently, everything that says Ted Williams Camp is 28 Precinct Street, because that's always been the entrance.
Sorry, what was the police station?
320, well, two less, 321.
321, okay.
But if someone's trying to put up their GPS, they're better off putting 305.
What's 305? Is
That's
it
gonna,
like that?
if you do
gonna
GPS
drive
305, it puts you right at the camp.
You're gonna
If you
drive
put 323, it's
Okay,
gonna put
no.
you down the street.
I know, but what is 305? Is it like a house across the street or anything?
No, that's our side of the street.
Oh, it's
Odd
just our
numbers are our
side.
side of the street.
It's just our side of the street.
It's one of those things that just dumps you in the middle of nowhere.
Gotcha.
Right. If you get one that does the spin around, it comes looking at the house across the street, and if you spin around, the entrance to the camp is right there.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
if someone's doing a GPS, that's what they want
So
to
the
put
one
in.
with 305.
For GPS,
GPS, all right.
the actual number is gonna be 323,
That's what the computer told me to do.
but we don't use that.
Excuse me, Scott,
we getting our
any returning questions?
It's coming. Is it up?
Does anybody have any questions for Linda?
It's on schedule.
Anybody have any questions for Linda?
Nope.
You were here Sunday, how'd the bike thing go? Were you here Sunday?
Oh, they were great.
Good. About how many people do you think they had?
It was just kind of low, never all at once. It was just,
Well, they all left at once, didn't they?
They all left at once now, and even if you would go, if you want to go.
Oh,
Yeah, it
good.
was nice. Catering was nice. It was
yeah, I know they had a function. I was here, but I wasn't gonna pop in. I
It was
just,
a great group of people, they did a nice job.
Scott, the number I heard was 175.
175? All right, I just got another text. It's backwards. 10 Williams Campus, 321, and the police department is 323.
I can go.
You can't sign it, right?
No,
Let's just do
Actually,
305.
yeah.
305.
305 if you put a GPS.
You can have.
Pure.
Well, thank
So
you, gentlemen.
look them over if you have any questions. We have a lot of electric bills
Okay.
because there, a lot of it to the different lights.
It's good practice.
So let's take mine in hand.
$8 bills.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Linda.
Okay, thanks, Linda.
Nice to meet you, too.
Medium.
The bid's closed tomorrow. Okay. We don't have the minutes? Okay, moving forward. We want to do the reorganization now?
Yes.
Okay.
I nominate Scott Holmes to be chairman again this year.
Right in there, huh?
Do you want to be chairman?
Unless someone else wants to do it.
I nominate him.
If someone else wants
I'll
to do
second
it,
it.
they're more than welcome.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
You guys want to
Well,
step in
yep.
and become chairman?
Well, normally it wouldn't fall on a first-year person. I wouldn't do that to somebody.
Well, I think the discussion is that this should be your only job,
Right,
right?
right, because
So it can't
I'm
be
involved in all of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
So, no, just to like set expectations.
Yeah, so
We'll have
that's
to
kind of what we
divide these up amongst
do.
each other.
So we have, in a sense, we have 8 things. We have the chairman, we have the vice chairman, and the vice chairman's job is to fill in if the chairman's not here, run the meeting. That's, then we have 2 people that are payroll signees, and you just review the payroll. You work with Nellie, she gets you on the straight, and she meets you, drops it off, and it has to be done by a certain time. Not a hard job, it's just, what is it, once a week, once every 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
But
Once
you gotta,
every 2
you gotta
weeks.
be flexible.
Right, you gotta be flexible, you gotta be able to maybe come down here, review them, sign off on them. They gotta be signed off by 2 board members. It's not a real difficult thing, it's just a little bit of your time. But as you'll find, these all, just looking at the chairman, you know,
I would say the tough part with the chairman and the vice chairman for you guys is, it's not like you show up today and say, oh, what are we doing today? Like,
Right.
It's pretty much like a full-time gig because you're constantly working with town hall and Linda, and it's like,
Right.
you're really like the funnel of all this different stuff. So it's
See-
pretty involved then.
because in the past, Deanie Hopkins was chairman for quite a few years, and he worked right at town hall. So it was good and bad, because they'd ask him to do things, but yet he was right on top of the town hall and what was happening. I'm not, but I work in Middleborough, and other than tax season, I'm flexible, my job is flexible. But, there's time spent in meetings, and once a month they have a department head meeting, which is an hour. It's usually in the middle of the day, because they all work for the town. But, and it's just you're working with Nellie for the building the agenda, and different things. It's just the overall running of the meetings and what have you, and meeting with other officials. It just takes some time,
Yep.
as well as being helpful to everybody else on the board whenever needed,
Yeah.
Again, the vice chairman fills in and does go to meetings and does, you know, there's a lot of different meetings we have to go to. We have a budget meeting, we have a finance committee meeting, you know, long-term planning meetings, which you can always come. You know, if you want to find out what's going on, you're welcome to come with one of us, by all means. Then we have what we call our Ted Williams Camp Scheduler, okay? It does say /outdoor liaison, well, it's the outdoor actually, yeah, it's to do with scheduling in the spring. What we have is we have a big master meeting in February where we get everybody in. So your job is to be in contact with all these different groups, you know, build a little email thing, you know, a little group, and you can't let them run the show, you know. No one else is playing horseshoes, so it's pretty cut and dry. Little League, you know, the kids come first. Little League has, you know, pretty much run of 4 of the 5 fields. You know, soccer plays on the soccer fields, you know. But we try to get schedules. The main problem we have is field 1, which is our multi-purpose field. We have men's softball, we have 11-year-old baseball players. It's like a 60-40 field. So there's a lot going on in that field. We have AAU teams playing. They come and rent the fields. And some of them use some of the Babe Ruth fields. So those 2 fields get a little extra scheduling. That's kind of the, I won't say the problem part of it, but the part that requires a little attention.
And it's not just scheduling too, I'd say it's also
Right.
the variables, right? Like a couple years ago, we had a really wet spring, so it's like you have to get in touch with every group. This is where you can go, this is where you can't go, right? And it's a lot of communication with those.
We had to
It's a
hold
lot
them
of
off the
groups.
fields.
Plus lacrosse is now in the mix.
Yeah, right.
You have volleyball, there's a lot of groups out there.
And that's what I was saying to her about the tournaments, because they like to run tournaments. Volleyball likes to run tournaments, you know, all these groups. And then we have our moneymaker here at the lodge, you know, having a wedding. You know, they're hooting and hollering with the music blaring and the megaphones going, and these people are trying to have a wedding in here. That's why we try to.
Did we even go over the whole concept of liaison? Because what we found, we started this a couple of years ago. There was always an unofficial kind of liaison, but what made a lot of sense was that we only meet every couple of weeks or every 3 weeks. So you can't wait that long for someone to say, hey, I want to use field 1, you know, what do I do? So it's like you're empowering one person to make a huge amount of small decisions, and then if it's a big decision, yeah, we all get together, but that's kind of the idea that it's like you're in charge of whatever happens here, and just kind of handle it. So it's, all of these are kind of key roles.
Right, and then like he said, and like I said before, you know, there are some decisions that you have to make on the spot. And I'm just saying, if you're in charge of Clear Pond and the septic's overflowing, you gotta get it pumped. You're not gonna call all the board members and say, hey, you know, what do you think? You get it done, and, you know, you send an email to because we can't discuss things over email. We can't make decisions, we can't have discussions, but you can send like a FYI. Just want to let you guys all know I had to have it pumped, you know, and no one responds to it, you know. You can respond one-on-one, but you can't respond in a group. Okay, so that's kind of how you got to be careful with that. And you'll have to take some class. It's an online class about ethics. And
Probably did.
We did it.
Oh, you did
I
it?
did it.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the open space too.
Oh, okay. So there you go. There you go. There you go. That's beautiful.
So I have a question. We still have a vote on the chairman, by the way, but
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know, I don't know you guys that well at all. I'd be interested to know what you'd be like interested in doing, you know, as a liaison, because it really does become your contribution to the park. And we do switch them around too, right? Like, you know, Mike did Clear Pond for a while, and I did it for the first time last year. So it doesn't have to be the same people every year, but it's obviously you want to be comfortable with something that. So I wouldn't have to put you on the spot, but I think it's kind of like, we don't want it to be a situation like, okay, the default is this, and good luck, and, you know, that's not
And
really
I
fair
think
either.
also, some of these require a little bit more
They're harder jobs.
familiarity of what's going on.
Right.
I hate to throw you into like, you know, being in charge of all the lodge and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Without knowing what's going
Contracts
on.
involved.
Right.
Or
You know,
the staff.
It's probably better if you kind of let that one go and kind of see how things flow, you know? And then maybe next year you say, yeah, hey, I'd like to try that. You know, I'd like to be that person. You know? And that's what we were talking about, you know. As far as the spring scheduling, that's already transpired, but we do have some little issues that we have to work out, as you heard this weekend, I guess. People were looking to play on fields.
So where's that schedule posted?
Well, that's just
part of
it.
the problem.
That's part of the problem.
So
Our
we
last
just had
scheduler
that.
was supposed to give us a schedule, give us all the schedules, so she could pull them together and have it in our office,
That's good.
and we didn't get it.
That's part of it though, right? Is
But
someone
that's
to
part of
handle
it.
that and
You
make
know-
it,
you know-
because it's a huge problem. People show up and like, I filled one, no, I filled one.
You know,
like,
it'd
this is
be
good.
your responsibility to get from each group, there's three main things. We need to get the contract signed. We need to get, you know, a head count of the players. We need payment before you start,
Chasing that payment.
which we're chasing down payments because that didn't get done. And that we have an insurance binder naming the town, you know, on the insurance binder. Those are the key things that we have to have. So being the scheduler, you're the one in contact with these groups. It's your job to get them. You get them, you give them to Nellie. She puts them all together and she gets a nice little package. You get the schedules from everybody. And I should say, you know, you're not going to get a game schedule from soccer. They're going to say, you know, we're on the fields Monday through Friday and Saturday. And then women's play soccer on Sunday afternoons. That's about the only conflict with soccer. Baseball, on the other hand, we've got, like I said, on the two fields there, we've got men's softball, which plays Sunday morning. We got the AAU teams that play Saturday and Sunday afternoon, if they can get on in the afternoon. Sometimes the men go later. And then they also play on Field 4, which is the Babe Ruth field. And there's also town teams that play.
So it's a complicated equation. You just gotta get your feet wet on. It's probably, I think, the person who did it left, and he did it for a couple, at least
A couple of years.
right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's definitely.
It's time consuming, you know, January, February, March.
Yeah.
And then if you did a good job, it kind of just runs itself. But you're the guy, hey, you know what, it poured on Friday night. So you maybe come down here on Saturday morning and there's puddles all the way down the baselines. You know, guys, you're not playing today.
Or
You call me and say, you're not playing today.
But the common one is they call you and say, hey, you know, we got, Wednesday was canceled because of rain, can we do Thursday? And you're like,
Right.
yes, no.
And you would know what's open because you're the one that kind of, because with the AAU teams, they like to just tell you when they're going to play. And it's, you know, you get a requested schedule from them and you mesh them together. Because we allow them 5 home dates, which is 10 games. Well, some of the
So-
teams got more than that.
So that's the, I mean, you guys get the idea, right?
So that's the scheduler. So it's like a couple of months, it's really busy. Then after that, you know, you might get a phone call here or there. Hey, can we play? Is it too wet, too dry?
Yep.
You know, and you work with the groups. Hey, you say, hey, look, you know, field's pretty wet down there, soccer, right? You probably shouldn't play today, or maybe not till this afternoon. You know,
So it's the same thing with the John Pond softball,
and then John Pond.
but the difference is it's a big project. There's just a million problems down there and it's a ton of work. So it's more project plus the same schedule and smaller.
But it's smaller schedule. We've got women's blooper ball, we've got a mixed blooper ball playing, so they're playing every night of the week. And then the kids, the girls, which get first dibs, you know, so the adults play after the kids. And then we also have an AAU team, two AAU teams that want to get on the field for nothing. Well, you know, right now our fee is $600.
Right now, yeah.
You
So
know,
what's good about it is this new board, right? So they're a
Right.
really active board and, you
Right.
know, most of the communication. So it was the first year I did it, I took that job. Well, I was given that job.
right.
And it was tough. It was the older group and there was a million problems and, you know,
Yeah.
they didn't have bathrooms, right? So there's a lot of stuff, but the new group's really active. So most of your communications with that softball group. They're like, hey, we want to, you know, build a new fence. You're like, great, go ahead and do it.
Go ahead and do it,
You don't need a meeting for that.
Who painted the dugouts down there? It must have been the last day or two.
I think it was
Red,
I don't know.
red, white, and blue, look awful. I used to drive by, nobody around the
So,
corner.
so that's a great point,
What's-
is that,
But something like that, they
Someone
should
painted the dugouts,
have passed it by the board.
They just painted them,
red, white, and blue.
yeah. Well, that's the color,
Looks terrible.
does it?
On the
I haven't
street. I mean, I
even
just
seen it
drove
yet.
by tonight, but oh.
so that's kind of part of the,
They were all proud of that, Joe. I just got a text on it today, oh, we did have them.
You know, so I mean, that's busy in the spring, but it's just John Pond. And like he said, the big project we got is on order right now, it's being built, is a 3-stall bathroom that we're gonna put on the property.
Oh, really?
It's a stainless steel and aluminum. Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah, you never thought you were gonna see that, did you,
No,
Joe?
no siree.
You know, so that's supposed to come within the next month. It was supposed to be at the beginning of April, but,
If that's down, that's it.
so it's in the process.
It's a mobile portable bath.
So what'll
restroom.
happen is we'll move it up here for the winter, so it's not left alone down
That's
there,
big, yeah.
you know, because there's more people around here.
but then tournaments, trash pickup.
Right.
A lot of pieces to it.
Yeah, I mean, there are, and it's, you run the whole thing, you run from the scheduling to, and we got trash down there? Have we get the trash company?
I don't
Yeah.
think it's there yet.
Okay,
No?
see, these little things, we just
Don't
get,
move into the trash there.
we have a receptacle set down there,
Yeah,
and
and we'll use that there.
they come, what, every 2 weeks or something,
For what?
for the trash, or once a month, or
No, every 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Or
Free.
sooner, or, sooner.
It's the same one we got here.
Tournament or something.
Oh, Nellie, we gotta increase the pickup on this one.
Vicky already did.
Okay, good.
It was overflowing and she went right on it.
So, and
You know,
then,
I had to jump on this year, and I would be, if, you live right up there, if you want to
That's
take
fine.
it over,
Sure.
Yeah.
that would be great. I know you live there, and like Scott said.
that's what it is,
this-
swing by, stuff like that.
Yeah, this group that just took over is fantastic.
Yeah,
There's like 6 people on the board. I don't know about the paint, but I mean, they've done a lot of other work.
Yeah.
That they've totally cleaned out that whole.
Yeah, so it's cleaned out there.
the big old building, they cleaned it
The
out. yeah.
building upstairs and downstairs.
That's good.
And they've done a lot of work, and they're gonna actually put in the pad for us for that
Oh, really?
bathroom, yeah. So they've been great, and I actually have contacts from both of the blue ball leagues as well.
Yep.
And they've been pretty good too. I made clear to them that the kids in town have first
So-
dibs on the fields, and they've been great about it so far.
good.
It's just the AAU teams that were
Yeah,
confusion.
they want everything for nothing,
That's another problem.
because
There was a
they can
tournament
get it.
there,
the past few years, you had parents,
Yeah,
kids
that's
in
what I
both
walked
leagues.
into last year.
So they're like, come on down. So they're down there, they had a tournament down there last year, we didn't even know about it, until they were parking on both sides of the street, and, they call Mike and go, hey, where's the Potter Johns, and how come the trash hasn't been emptied? And Mike's going, why? Oh, we got a tournament down here. Really? No one contacted me. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was,
that's that. Clear Pond Supervisor is, so I did that this year, and first of all, it used to be one of the worst jobs, but now there's an application out, so we'll probably vote on it, but an application out for a director, and we had a director last year, and it was awesome, right? So it was Mr. Berry
so it's,
Monson.
it's going down there, giving Doug your cell phone, and
Be
popping
there for
in,
stuff.
3 times a week. How's things going? You need anything? You got anything? He usually takes care of getting most things.
He lives
You say,
there.
call me if you need something and we'll get it done.
But
And
there's decisions. Last year,
Yep.
there was a situation where there was kind of an event,
Yep.
right? And it was like some, it's kind of a criminal type thing, right? There was some kids went after a cash box, and they basically, you had to make a decision to, get a police detail, get the cost on that, and so it wasn't a big deal, but it was like, Doug's like, I can't pay for a police detail, you got to get that done, so little stuff like that comes up, but it's definitely seasonal, and, Doug really does
They
an
caught-
awesome job.
Yep,
He's really, that's a good one too, I'd say, to get started, because you really can kind of get acclimated with the whole thing. But still, there's always a million things that come up, so. And he's an ideas guy, so he's a million ideas too. So that's-
yep, and we're trying to encourage him. He's trying to do a lot of the things he used to do
Yep.
20 years ago when he was the director, so we're kind of trying to give him as much freedom as we can, and trying to pad the budget so he can get a little bit extra money to do some functions and things to get people to come.
And the big one for that is hiring, which
Right.
is gonna be soonish.
Right, it's gonna
And
be in the
that's-
next month.
That's head count, how many do we need,
But Doug,
it's a complicated equation, but once you get through head count.
right,
then
I think it'll be,
hiring is better.
I think it'll be a lot smoother with Doug, because he can
Yeah.
help us with that.
Oh, you do good.
He knows the kids already.
Yep, but
He
it was,
knows-
last year was the number, and it was a
Yep.
big thing, and
Yep.
those kids, we knew, and late, it was different.
Yep, no, it has been on times, quite,
Dramatic.
quite dramatic. And that's Clear Pond. So again, it's spring and summer. It's from now until the pond opens, getting it going, meeting with Dougie, maybe going over some of the applications, and then the board makes the final decision, based on, I would say, Dougie's recommendation and who's ever the liaison.
Fields in the lawn.
And then summertime, popping in and out, getting stuff like getting sand donated, or we have a guy that comes and rototills the sand once we get it all set before they open, and we give him a couple of passes.
And what are the hours there in the daytime on weekdays?
10 to 6.
You do need a certain personality to do it.
Yeah.
The pond's open
You
10 to
get
6.
absolutely relative at
Right.
this time.
Right.
Yep.
I got so much of it.
Now, on some events there, they allow, they get alcohol there, right? Is that?
As long as it's, that's one spot you can have it in town.
Do we let people know that when they do it?
I mean, we ask but it's like, I wouldn't put it on the thing, you can bring beer, you know?
And then,
That's a discussion that we could always
Yep, it is.
rehab, because it is the only thing in town. It's like it's been grandfathered in, Joe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, town council actually may have a different opinion on that.
That's true.
You know,
They may.
And the insurance and such.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a situation here last year where it was getting kind of out of hand. You know, between a couple of groups over here and a couple of groups over there. You know, to the point where we had to put up signs. Because they'd go to empty the trash barrels and there'd be more beer bottles than anything. And then the last two we have is overseeing the field, the camp itself here, helping with the new fields, overseeing our employees that are here, you know, maybe being the key person to get the pricing for new equipment, you know, that we need. Working with Mike Vickery he works, kind of a sticky situation. He works for the highway department, but he works here between April and October. So he's not our employee, but he works here. So it's, hey, Mike, can you please do this?
Talking to the staff,
You know,
two different groups of staff.
so he takes care of all the fields. He mows all the fields right now. But it's to the point where we're talking about hiring another guy because he's going to retire in March.
It doesn't make sense to do the same.
So we'd like to replace him with two part-timers. This is our game plan. Because we're paying full-time benefits for part-time guys right now. It's costing us a lot of money. And being force-fed,
It's easy now.
He would.
they forced us to take all his money 2 years ago.
Down there every day. So.
Because that was the deal, when they took away the funding to the park, that they would do the 2 employees. Well, 2 years ago, they forced us to pay their tow, and that cost us 40 grand a year.
Most of these
Doing
meetings
benefits
are
and
history
everything.
lessons. Most of these meetings are history lessons.
Yes, they are. But anyhow, so the Ted Williams camp person, you know, it does all of that, and that's a full-time, all year, you know, whenever things are going on, what has to be done. And then the last one is the lodge here. You know, you become Nikki's #1 on the speed dial. You know, and Nikki's a great person. She takes care of the lodge. She heads it up for our management company, which is SEM, Southeast Management. She's the point person for that. The bartenders take care of the trash. They take care of that. We don't pay anybody for that. And then we get the lodge rental, and we get 18% or 20%.
What's the
18% of the catering bill and 18% of the bar tab.
the key?
That's how we generate money.
The key thing here is that this lodge and those sales is like 90% of our revenue.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something close to that, right?
Yeah.
So almost everything we do, all the extra money, all the extra projects comes from, like, this becomes pretty critical, right? And it trumps a lot of stuff too, right? So like,
Absolutely.
haunted house comes in and we're like, we gotta keep it down, we got weddings, you know?
Right.
So even though haunted house is important, it's the amount of money that comes in from this versus that is just night and day. So it becomes pretty critical, and then wedding season's, you know, hey,
The next 2 months.
you know, the toilets are backing up, you gotta, you know, it's kind of like you gotta be on
Oh,
call.
we call Scott for that.
Yeah, that's me, I get that call. But it's when Nikki calls, you need to answer the phone, that's all, because she's usually, most times it's because of the problem, but she'll call with some nice things too, and it's great. But it's just, you know, someone's gotta be ready, and if you're going away, you're going on vacation, then let somebody know. Tell me or tell Mike or so, let somebody else know so that Nikki, you know, for the next 2 weeks, Nikki, I'm gonna be out of town, call Scott, or you know, whatever. You know, just don't, well, you know, she's sending out texts and nobody's answering the phone, and it's, you know, 6 hours later, and, you know, the toilets are backing up, and, well, I'm down the Cape on vacation. Why do you do that? And that's fine, that's great, but somebody's gotta be able to get here, you know? And that's all. Somebody's gotta be able to get here and diffuse the situation, if there is one, and there's usually not. 1 or 2 things a year, and they're not that bad. But it's just, you know, you come down, Nikki will call, something's wrong, so you come down, you check it out, and we decide who we're gonna get here. You know, we get a plumber, we get an electrician, we get, you know, it's just, you're the point person. The big decisions come to the board, but, you know,
Which position in here would be something that not often would we have a weekday in the daytime where you'd have to come in? Is there something like that? Because I work in Natick, so, I mean, I can come in.
I'd say anything seasonal, you're
Yeah.
in good shape.
Like John Pond or Clip On.
Clear
John
Pond,
Con
yeah.
and Clear Con are the best too, because obviously one is, you know, more project-based, and then most of the games on the weekend. And Clear Pond, although it's during the week, with.
It's weekends too.
This
With
weekend,
Doug
so-
or whoever
He's
the
a real good guy.
director is.
I'll take John Pond, like I said, I'm used to that one
Hey,
there.
Jesse, you said earlier that you were with open space as well?
Right.
Well, Clear Pond might be a good one for you because it's got a whole, it's not just the waterfront there. It's got a
Right.
whole trail and everything goes all around that over the years has been
Right.
fixed up and
Needs
then
more.
grown over again and fixed up.
And then the
It
trees
almost-
come crashing down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost seems like it might fit.
Right,
That.
yeah.
I did it last year, and it's definitely a great intro to,
Yeah.
you know, you learn a lot, I mean, about the whole process, and, you know, you basically have a go-to person, but you're really responsible for a lot of stuff.
You're,
Million
you know,
updates.
eye contact with what's going on, you know?
Right.
And Dougie will call you first, you know?
Am I getting the fault of it?
Which, so, I mean, and like I said, with him in there now, it's,
Scheduler?
you know,
Who takes care of the equipment in there, like the other, used to be an old, the putting, thing there, whatever it is, mini golf was there, I don't know if it's
Yep.
still there or not.
Yep, it is.
And that, other thing that, I know Josh bought it a couple years ago, never really put it together there.
right.
Who does that? Do we do that too? I mean, is that something we would?
It's kind of like project-based.
Yeah,
So,
it's,
like,
you know, like, I mean, they'll clean up the putt-putt course and they'll use it,
They
you know?
built a whole, Doug and the crew down there built a whole new guard.
God tower
house.
last year.
But that's a good example, they'll come and say, we want to do this, we just need 50, just like we just did, maybe $50 for lumber, and we'll say,
Yeah.
the liaison will say this is what they want, we all approve, great, let's go.
Doug is real good as far as taking, I mean, it's not his first rodeo, you know?
Yeah, he's done this for a long time.
He's good,
Took 10 years off, but, you know, he's probably got 25 years down there, you know, between being a young kid working and then being a assistant director behind Mr. Looney and then being the director after Mr. Looney left. So, you know, he's been there quite a bit. He knows it inside and out, and that's why I was saying, you know, like, I try to put a little extra money into the budget for activities, you know, for him to do things, you know, whether it generates a little money or not. I mean, last year we actually brought in more money last year than the year before, a little bit, a few $100s more, but
You did it this year.
we tried
Oh, nice, yeah.
to make it more town friendly. We cut the price of a town pass, again, which is less than the out of towner. And we cut the price of swimming lessons in half and still made more in total in swimming lessons. You know, it was just one of those things, it was just, you know, it's tough, you know, things happen and so, you know, he's working hard, he knows a lot of people, he's been around town, he was a gym teacher, you know, for years, so he knows a lot of people. So he has a lot of contacts in that respect, you know, but, you know, because we still get the comment, you know, well, I should be able to go there for nothing, I pay taxes in this town, and I says, yeah, it'd be great, go see your selectmen, go to the selectmen's meeting and tell them you want them to fund the park, and they go, what do you mean they don't fund the park? I said, we don't get any tax money from the town.
I'm already doing that.
No, you're right.
You know, and I mean, you'll run into that, you'll run into that. But, so, you know, we have these positions, and we pretty much,
And it doesn't mean that we're not all involved in
right, we're all
all of
involved.
this.
And I mean, someone needs a hammer, something, you got a project going on, you're gonna do something, hey guys, I'm going down, bringing the hammer and the saw, I'm gonna try and build this thing on Saturday. If I'm around, I'll come down, you know? And we try to do things like that, like we bought picnic tables one year, and we came down a Saturday morning, and the 5 board members came, and we brought our saws and hammers and, you know,
Put 'em
pliers,
all
and we put them together, you know, and they're still going, the nice heavy duty ones. You know,
So-
things like that we gotta do.
So we have a vote on a chairman, we gotta get that.
Okay,
And then maybe we can grab softball,
yep, and then we can jump back to our thing.
then back to our exciting liaison. So, I think there's, what, a second?
There was a second, yes.
So, Miss St. Dawn.
Wait, we gotta vote on chairman.
Oh, all right, you gotta vote on the chairman.
And
So,
now,
further
after all that
discussion?
discussion,
That was a lot for the.
That was a lot of
official
discussion.
vote, please.
Scott Holmes for chairman, yay or nay?
Yeah.
All those,
You have to say your name, you have to say your name. You gotta say your name,
Yeah, I don't
though.
think you have an A in there.
You have to say your name?
No, we don't need a roll call vote for that
I
one.
don't think we need a roll call. vote.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll move forward with that one, and we're gonna go to Miss St. Dawn.
Thanks for
How are you?
coming, Sarah.
Thanks for coming, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, you were probably in
These
practice.
go to like midnight.
No. Go ahead.
Game.
Game, all right, you had a game, I figured you were someplace.
Yes, all right, so, Mass Drifters softball would like to use John Pond Fields for their practices this summer. They would like to begin using fields at some point over the weekends up until, what did I say, June, until the end of June, anytime starting now until the end of June. Probably not this weekend, but maybe the following weekend, if possible.
What day are you looking for?
Anytime on Saturdays and anytime Sunday afternoons.
Saturday mornings is booked for softball, girls
Okay.
softball. You spoke to the softball guy, did he give you their schedule? Okay, we can send that over to you, but, that's booked, I believe Sunday's wide open,
Okay,
unless they have tournaments and stuff.
right.
And even if they are on Saturday mornings, I don't know if they're using one field, two field.
Yeah,
Okay,
Right.
the most of their stuff is Monday through Friday.
yeah. As soon as all the college stuff is over, I'd like to start having outdoor practices for my own team. Ideally Wednesday nights or Thursdays or Tuesdays.
Starting when?
So May 15th is the Wednesday that Wednesdays work.
They play during the week
Yeah, you're gonna have
until
a-
school gets out.
Yeah, but, the street field's over there. So,
Yeah, we have to look at the schedule and see what fields are using.
yeah, and is the women's blooper ball is on Wednesdays. So is that,
Oh yeah, I played that.
yeah, okay, are they, you have a schedule?
No, they don't have that yet.
No, the women's schedule I don't think is starting
There
until
is a-
June.
Yeah.
There's a co-ed league right now.
There's also a co-ed league,
Right.
and I'm not sure what nights they're playing.
They play Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
The regular league is Monday, Wednesday, starting June 3rd.
So women's one?
Yeah.
Okay, does it show if they're doing more than one field?
Well, the 2 nights.
Doesn't. It has 2 teams playing. So I guess they're taking
Two teams of two sets.
Sorry.
I think it's
Take a look.
2, they're double
2
headers.
sets, yeah.
There's 2 sets of double headers, but they're probably playing one after the other.
Yeah, so it's only one field.
Only have one.
Thank you.
Right.
So it's only one field, so, you can probably get in there that night too.
Okay.
The key is, and what we're trying to stress this year is that all of the groups, including AAU, has to come through the park department. In the past, I know you folks made arrangements with Lakeville softball.
Right.
Which was really inappropriate. It wasn't your fault,
Right,
but
right.
Everybody has to come through us. They have to fill out the insurance thing, the contract, and we have to charge them.
Okay.
So I know you sent me a thing saying that you were willing to do work. The new group that's doing softball is doing a fantastic
Yes,
amount of
I've
work on
been
it.
following on Facebook, they just posted.
Yeah, except for the color on the.
I'll take the game tomorrow.
They
It'll
just
be better
painted,
tomorrow.
yeah, they just painted the
Yeah,
billboard.
well, the red fence.
Yeah. So,
Tell me that.
It's great, any improvements are good.
yeah, and now we're talking about one team or two teams?
Multiple. That would be what would be confusing with pricing or cost. of the
Okay.
field.
Well, we have a set cost for
Okay.
AAU/club teams. And what is it?
Is it per hour? Because that's confusing.
No.
Per season, $600.
It's $600.
Per team,
Mhm.
per season. Yes.
But I mean, we can talk about that, Scott, because they're not playing games, you're not playing games there,
No, we're
right?
not playing games there, and the whole thing is there's a lot of teams in the Drifters organization. Not necessarily all going to be using the Lakeville fields, I don't know exactly. Yeah.
Well, what can you guys swing? I mean,
Money-wise?
everybody in, every other group is paying
Yeah,
at
no,
least
I-
$15 players, yeah.
Okay. I have to run that by the,
I think we'd have to look at how much time, I mean,
Yeah.
I know there's not games being played, but to me, whether it's a game or a practice, you're still utilizing the
Yeah.
field.
Yep.
Like AAU comes down here, they play a doubleheader on Saturday. and then they might practice, or they might not. So they may only have the field for 4.5 hours a week,
Right.
you know, but it's still $600 for the season to give them a home field where they can maybe get a practice in during the week and, you know, and they don't have a home game here every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, they have maybe 5 home dates and 5 away dates.
Yeah, and then I know like, there's 3 18U teams, and they usually practice together. Whatever they do for practices, they practice together most likely. And so that, you know, it's just,
Is one of those yours?
no, I coached a 14U
Okay.
this year. Last year I coached 18U.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I was down there last year, they looked like they were pretty old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those
They were
girls.
grown, yeah.
Yeah.
High school kids, yeah.
Definitely. I switch it up. I like to.
Yeah. So maybe you could go back and see, you know, maybe, I don't know, could they swing the 600 for the whole club or something like that, or?
Well, it's something we can talk about, you know, it's something.
Yeah,
Right, but,
you gotta get an idea of exactly how.
yeah, that's something we gotta know. I mean, we look at it, I mean, if it means you're gonna practice 10 dates in the summer, well, I mean, shoot, you know, we can't charge you $1,800 for that, that's
Well,
not fit.
I know that my team is only gonna do one night a week for 3 months, so that's like at the most 15, more like 12 practices. if you think
Right,
about
so
it.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
if you can kind of outline for us,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
how many dates you're looking for a field, how many times, and then we can look at those number of times and compare it with what we've got going on up here and come up with
Yeah.
some type
And
of a
we're
pricing.
perfectly fine with, I actually prefer field 3 because you can kind of go off beyond the outfield if needed.
Yep, yep,
What's the
And
time's up?
it honestly makes it a lot less confusing, because a couple times, I don't think it was my team, but another team might have been practicing there, and they thought they had field 2, and I was like, I don't know, but,
right. So that's another thing that we're trying to do. We're trying to again come to, once we have this master schedule,
yeah.
you know, we tried to do it a couple of years ago, is to, you know, Sarah St. Dawn, you know, field 2,
Yeah,
and these are your dates, and give you a laminated piece that you throw in your bag,
right.
you know, and then you know, when someone says, I've got this field, and you go, well, I got this paper that's signed by 5 guys that
Yeah.
say, I've got it at this time, you know, and that way it's good for you, it gives you, you know that you've got that field,
Yeah,
you know, and whether it's your name or Drifters, or, you know what I'm saying, that's, you guys have that field that day,
Yep.
we'll come up with a price, and hopefully it'll work out.
yeah, that would be great. So I'll get back to you on more specific.
Yeah, if you could, yes,
Teams and when. I know that for the 18U teams, they do want to try to get practices going outdoors soon,
right.
up until the end of high school season on a weekend.
So if it's your whole,
But if you're saying Sundays are open, maybe we can start to go along with that.
yeah. So if you're saying it's not necessarily one team or another, and it's more the organization, you come back with the amount of times you're gonna need a field,
Yeah,
and I think we'll go about it that way.
Yeah.
Compare it to what they're getting up here, and then, you know, knowing that you're not playing games, we can come up with a price, one price for the whole group,
yeah,
and go that way, and try and be fair about it that way.
that would be great, yeah.
That would be
I know
good.
some other coaches might be they're from other towns, they might know people there, they might have their practices there.
Yeah.
I know there's gonna be at least the 18U teams, and then my 14U team, and I don't know, I knew who else. So-
Last year, you guys used those fields for your tryouts too, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so I felt bad about that because I had already had everything pulled out of there.
oh,
Trash was gone, bathrooms were gone.
Right, but
We didn't know.
Nobody told us, we didn't
We had
know,
no idea that you were gonna be there,
you know?
yeah,
so now we have
right,
communication.
yeah,
And that's the whole thing we're trying to do, so that the water's turned on, the bathrooms are there, you know, so again, as you probably heard us talking, that John Pond liaison will be the person you'll deal with, you know, other than coming to a meeting and dealing with all of us.
yeah,
You know, that would be the person you'd call and say, hey, is there an open date? It rained on our date, you know, and they'd be like, let me look at the schedule, yeah, you know, Thursdays, you know, after 6 is open, I'm just saying, you know?
yeah,
And that would be the person, and, you know, they're gonna be the go-to, and with the new bathrooms that we're gonna be putting down there,
exciting,
we're gonna need to give you some keys.
okay.
So
Yeah.
we just ask,
I love
we're
feeling all
gonna
this.
ask for a little help, you know, that if you leave practice, you know, lock it up. And, you know, you know, I'm not saying you gotta go in there with a terry cloth and clean the place, but, you know, we'll leave a broom in there, and if someone can, you know, just kinda,
Yeah,
we got them for you guys.
Yeah.
You know, they're there for you. So, I mean, we're gonna have someone going down there and cleaning them, don't get me wrong. But if you guys can just keep an eye on it too, that's an important thing.
Definitely. While I'm here, on my drive here, I was thinking, if I did want to do another camp or something. Thinking about that.
Would love to have you.
Okay.
We just want some response this year.
Yeah, I didn't give you feedback.
And that's all we're looking for. We want to know how you're doing.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
kill you.
I think I
Hey,
have
what?
the number somewhere in
Yeah.
an Excel document.
Because if we can help you advertise in any way, put something on our little marquee out front and,
I think
you
that
know.
my flaw or 2 years ago when I did it was I hired too many college players. That's where I lost my mind.
Sure,
But-
sure. And get in touch with the local league and hand out
Exactly,
flyers
I was
that way.
thinking, I mean,
You know.
even if you guys, I mean, I know you're technically like a little separate from the Lakeville softball, Freetown, like Free League softball now, but I could do half off for the Freetown Lakeville
Yeah,
girls to
yeah.
come and get
What-
them to come.
Right, whatever you want to do.
For
That would-
me, it's not necessarily, I mean, I want to at least break even. maybe
Right,
pay
absolutely.
myself a little bit, but it's more about teaching the girls in the area.
Absolutely.
My thing.
That's a great thing, and that's why we'd love to have you. I mean, speaking for me, but I'm sure the rest of the board would be great to see you have something for the girls. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay, I mean, it was just, I will be home this summer, so I think that might be good.
I know John Pond is because it's a softball field, but if it's something you feel you wanted to do up here, we got pitching mounds, so it's a little different.
Scrape them out, huh?
eh,
They do it every year, in Freetown.
In Freetown, I know they do.
Softball thing, but-
I know they do, but it's just something there's a lot more going on here. You got, I was gonna say bathrooms, but you're gonna have bathrooms down there, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, John
Sarah's a
Thompson-
homegrown player.
that's right.
Been going, playing at John
Yeah.
Pond since our kids were there.
So,
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you were my soccer coach.
Yeah.
That's right.
First grade, kindergarten.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in, and let's keep in touch here and move forward on this. And we'll-
The insurance thing, did you just need to see like proof of insurance, because I have.
What you do is, we have to pass in an insurance binder, naming the town of Lakeville as insured. And obviously, it's just one for your whole group, so that's easy. You don't have to get one for each team.
Right,
It's one for your whole organization.
yeah.
So if we can just get a copy of that with the contract,
Yeah, I'll make a copy of it.
and then if you can give us a little more on the time, on the times when, and we can look at that in total and say,
Yeah.
you know,
cost.
they're only practicing, so,
Okay,
all right?
yeah.
Sound good?
Nellie's looking for.
It just doesn't have the feel in there. But you guys are kind of deciding
Okay.
that.
Yeah, well, we gotta figure out what field's open.
You can have this, though. This is the contract.
Okay,
But we'll fill in the fee when we figure, thank you.
yeah. Yep, okay.
Even if your insurance company just wants to reach out to me, they'll know what the binder is.
Yeah, you
And
just-
and as soon as I tell them additionally insured, they'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, great.
All right,
Thank you,
great.
guys.
you.
Thank you.
hey, Mike, on that field 3, how bad is that? I know years past, it used to be pretty flooded back there.
You wouldn't want to play on it today.
Well, that's it. So,
You probably can't get to it today.
Yeah. Did they ever put, I know they were talking about Mr. Palucci was gonna put drainage on it, they never did, right?
No,
Perfect
No.
project.
no.
So do we-
That's a
She
long-term
was part of
project.
the last revamping
Wow.
of the John Pond fields long ago.
yep, he built
Yeah.
those new,
I know.
new dugouts up top.
Yeah, those,
And the snack shack.
yeah, I mean, he got all those donors that was on that sign
Yep,
on the back.
yep.
That was-
Yeah, they pulled out.
And and if you see a project, it's a big project, bring it to our attention, because it may be something that takes a little longer, but, there's always fundraisers that can be done for it,
Well, one thing I always wanted to do was weed whack, so that, because any balls that get hit into there, you can't get them out.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's a
tough.
big one.
Actually,
That's their one
Sarah
point.
gave us a list of
I
stuff
did.
last year.
Oh, she did?
I even
Okay.
had one in the email that I sent, I was like, here's things that the directors could do on the.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and we did, a lot of
I know, I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got them.
them. Yeah,
They had a net there at one point, didn't they? Did they take that down?
Yeah, the neck.
It's
was
tattered.
ripped and, yeah.
It got left up,
Yeah.
so we know what happens when it stays up in the middle of winter for
And I
2
know
3
that
years.
the pitching, the practice pitching area with that thing was left up too.
Yeah.
I think it kind of collapsed on itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, the older,
well, you had
Yeah, they
a change
just
in
taken that thing down.
you had a change in
They're fixing that.
groups.
They're
So we had
fixing that,
one
by the
group that
way.
went out and they just walked away. So, and then the other group just started, last month. So,
Yeah,
that's
they're
why
fixing that,
stuff like that got left out.
No, we can, is it possible to get the names of those groups who have that? I mean, you have that now, Mike, and all that?
Yep,
Yep, he's got all that.
nominations coming, Bert.
Yeah.
All the stuff that goes with it.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
And we'll be in touch with you and you get your information to us, we'll move forward.
What are the odds that we can finish this by 9 o'clock?
Now, let me see the time. 8:14? Oh, yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna, this is a challenge.
accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Kinda has to happen.
Okay,
Alright.
so, why don't we move to vice chairman? Do we have anybody that sounds like they'd like to do it? or-
Nominate Justin Bradley.
Do you guys wanna do it?
No. Not this time.
That's just, I don't blame you, get you,
You gotta get a feet wet, I mean, for me at least.
Maybe
Right.
next time.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing is running a meeting, it's costing I'm not here. That's the main
Well,
thing.
and collecting the information for the meeting.
Yeah.
yeah, and you just work with Nellie, because she gets the information come in, and she forwards me the agenda, and I say, yeah, that's okay, or scratch those two things, it's gonna be too long.
Yeah.
And that's, but, I make most of the meetings, I do miss a couple. Tax season's kinda tough sometimes, but I think I only missed one during tax season, and one on
Yeah, I
vacation.
think so,
Yeah, you
yeah.
know, 2 all year.
I think it was 2 all year. They were the shortest meetings we had all year.
I know, they love me. They love me. We're out here by 8 o'clock.
I'll second the motion for Justin. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
I know.
Aye. Sure, you can vote.
Cool.
Okay, so we need 2 people to be signees,
I'll do it again,
okay?
since I have a flexible schedule, work from home.
Yep, he works.
But the only problem is
Right up the
sometimes I travel or there's,
Yes.
I just,
Right.
it's what,
So
like a
you-
handful of times I couldn't do it.
Right, so, and we're gonna have one, right, one of the 2. It's not both of them.
Correct,
Right,
only
so we
one
have
has
2.
to sign.
So only one has to do it. We gotta get one signature, I should say.
So the key is to swing by the town hall like, hey,
Shouldn't,
Tuesday at 2, whatever.
Shouldn't one of them be the person who does the
Clear
Ted
Pond.
Williams?
One of them should be Clear Pond.
Well, especially
Okay.
during the season, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can, we
One
can change it
should be
6 months
the
from
people
now.
that work here though, too, right? Ted Williams?
Yeah,
So what are the stipulations? It has to be done on a Monday.
Unless there's a holiday in which it pushes it back.
Wait, so it has to be done on a Monday at whatever, between business hours.
Yeah,
But so typically,
What
you have
she
to be
can-
available on a
she
Monday,
can-
that's the most
she
important,
can,
right.
I mean,
which is tough to
I
do.
mean, I would take a look at the time
Right.
cards and match up the
Right.
time cards with it, because she
Monday,
Yeah,
summarizes
so,
it all
and
on
a
a
lot of
sheet for you.
times our Monday
You know,
meetings
so it's just,
worked
it's
because
scanning
I
through
can
the
pass
time cards,
it on
making sure.
Tuesday. They
I mean,
get
Dougie's supposed to
the
do
tally
all the
from
kids
me
first.
already, but the
So
signed
it's
copy
our
they'll
2
send on
employees we
Tuesday.
have here,
If we go
when
back
they're
to
in
Monday
Bobby.
meetings, yeah.
So
we
that's,
do
so if
them
nobody
on
can do it, that's a
Because
good
we
idea.
had
They're
it
the only
at
ones
a
you really,
point where we
gotta-
were on target with it,
Yeah,
We're in
and I was able
a
to
funky
just.
situation, we don't really
have
have
it
like
signed
a
here.
supervisor
so let me
here
ask them first.
Yeah,
at the park.
So
Here.
Monday wise, can
Okay.
you guys, any of you guys do Mondays? I'll do most of it, but sometimes I can't do a Monday.
I work home, usually I'm home on Mondays, I travel sometimes during the week, but I can do, yeah, I know you had said you were native, right?
Okay. So the idea is I'm just like, hey, I can't, I'm in wherever today, but it's what, 5 or 6 times, like mostly I'm a mile from here, so I just swing down, sign, and it's easy, so.
Okay, I'll nominate Justin and Joe.
Second.
Second, any further discussion? Think we've got that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great.
It's very fun.
And if you're finding that you can't do it and, and it's just not working out, then someone else will, I mean, we all work jobs.
So can I recommend that we do these not in a different order, but in the order of, I'm gonna call it importance?
Sure.
Meaning, I'd say the lodge rental is probably the most important one.
It's someone that's gotta be able to
It's a big-
answer to
it's a
Nick.
big job.
I mean, at certain times, it's time consuming. And other times of the year, like January, February, March, it's dead. There's nothing going on here, So,
And I think you could even, I don't know if it makes things too complicated for now, but we could even loop that in with, what's the other one?
the,
The field equipment is the same basic thing.
yep,
It's
Yep.
basically staff management,
yep, and it's taken
Here.
care of here and the lodge.
yeah. So I think that should be the same person. So, just a thought.
Yep, no, that was,
So, again, you guys are welcome to do this, it's not necessarily the best job. I don't know, you guys have a preference of what you're thinking about?
I think Joe's thinking about John Pond,
I
I was leaning towards clear pond.
and he's leaning towards Clear
Okay,
Pond.
perfect. So I'll nominate Mike Nolan for lodge rental and Ted Williams Camp liaison. Kind of the same thing.
I'll second that. And at the same time, I'm gonna add to that nomination and nominate Justin for Ted Williams Camp scheduler.
Alright, that's the worst one.
It's only, but for 3 months.
Yeah, it's the worst one for 3 months. Alright.
And Joe for John Pond.
By the way,
Wait.
by the way, the haunted house is in there. How's that 3 months?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Did I sneak that one in there?
You did. We didn't get a second for.
Because I said
All right,
and.
hold on.
And
My-
We're gonna
Does one vote for
combine
all?
it.
Yeah, we do one vote for all.
You gotta put one big thing.
Only one big thing. Justin nominated Mike for Ted Williams Camp Lodge and Field, so let's vote on that one. I second that one. All those in favor? All
Alright.
right, I'm gonna make a
Nice try.
nomination. Justin for scheduler, Joe for John Pond, and Jesse for Clear Pond.
Second.
Everybody good with that? You're okay with those, you think?
Yeah, it's a good
I mean, we all help out. I mean, don't
And
get
we
me
can
wrong.
switch if you hate it, you
And
can
if you
always
find
switch
out it doesn't
it.
work for you, we can move things around.
Those are good.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Beautiful.
It's a good segue to the director role, no?
Right into the director. We're gonna go right into the director. We have a application here. We put this application out, and we didn't put a time limit on it. We put it filled as
It's way down
soon as
here.
possible.
We're skipping.
Doug was our director last year. He's got, if you look at his thing here, he's probably got 25 years of experience here. He's been he's currently a football coach for the New England Bobcats, which is playing out in Fall River. Got their first home game on Tuesday, if anybody's interested. I mean, on Saturday,
Hey.
Saturday the 20th. They just moved into town.
Really?
He has worked at the elementary school, just retired from there. You know, I can go on and on. You know, he's baseball coach, he's been various college coaches,
Teacher.
Now, is
teaching, and
this,
he's teaching on a part-time basis over at Bristol Plymouth.
Really?
Yep, keep busy.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So this is obviously the Clear Pond director, which is
Correct.
seasonal. Does this also include the snow removal thingy?
No,
No,
separate job.
That's a separate job.
Separate job.
We hired Doug last winter to be our snow removal guy, you know, here at the lodge. You know, just clear the walkways, not a big, huge thing, but, you know, we needed somebody to do it. On Wednesdays and Fridays, we have what do you call them, group come in.
BNI.
The BNI groups come in. We have one on Wednesday morning, one on Friday morning. So, business networking.
Okay.
So they come in for like 7 o'clock. So, you know, we said, you gotta get down here, you know, early. We got a little snow blower. You gotta worry about a couple of walkways. It's, you know. I said, other than that, unless there's a function that day, you know, if it snows in the night and you're gonna teach that day, that's fine. Just come after teaching and clean up. You know, I mean, you gotta look at the schedule. You gotta talk to Nikki, see what's going on here. Sometimes you gotta prioritize it, and that's where you gotta be first is here. Other times it can wait 4 or 5 hours. You know,
So-
it's not.
But it's just a seasonal job. It's a winter
But
job.
that's a seasonal job. We hired him for that, which was great.
And that's why, just as a point of clarification, that's why
Right.
he's applying again.
They have to
for
apply
this,
again.
Because all the seasonal jobs.
Have to do it.
Right. So actually, the job we hired him for, is not seasonal.
This job is not.
Oh, really?
This job is
This
seasonal.
is seasonal, okay.
The other one isn't.
Oh,
Plus,
kind of odd.
because he's continued to be our employee,
Yeah.
all new employees have to go out and be
He
screened.
does stuff down here.
They have to be drug screened, and they have to
We
be
could make that.
minor physical, nothing major. But he's continued to be our employee, so we don't have to pay for that. It's like $125 a pop. So there's like these poor lifeguards, we gotta pay to have them go.
So if this was a fill immediate thing that we voted on, and he
Yep.
applied,
Yep,
did we vote on it?
this is the only one. So,
That is the only one we've received thus far, but
Right.
Well, we
HR
can-
was not in the office this week,
correct.
but I don't know if we received anything else.
But also, the position says until filled.
Yep.
So we can vote on this one application, we can
for a certain number.
table it and wait for more.
I'll make a motion to hire Doug based on his awesome last year, and his experience, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have a second. Do we have any further discussion? He will come back at the next step increase, whatever that is, I don't know. and we will be able to use him. He usually works over the course of the next month. He'll put in a little time here and a little time there, so we budget him for an extra week, you know, as compared to what all the other kids get, because he does a lot of stuff beforehand. So we'll use him to facilitate some of these applications with the kids. I think that's a great idea to get his input on these applications. So what we'll do is when we do get these applications out and get some in, I think we invite him to one of our meetings and we can go into executive session and go over those. I think getting his input will be extremely helpful.
Are there rules identified, listed somewhere for using clip on? Just for like the events, people who rent it, like talking about the alcohol or open fires or smoking and.
Right, we do have a contract,
I
which
know
needs
it's
updating,
updated or not.
but it needs updating.
Might be worthwhile having something
It's a
posted
very
out.
old
I don't know.
Yeah, we do have
Those
a
are the little
contract,
improvements we can make, but.
and
without
it
Doug-
needs updating. So maybe we can get Jesse a copy and he can
Yeah.
take a wing at it and then bring it to the board and then we can all take a look at it.
Maybe for all parks too, maybe not as much
Yeah.
as for other.
Right, I
ball
mean,
fields.
we do have contracts, you know, if you want to have an outing here, so if you want to reserve space, it costs you money. You want to come down here and have a picnic in the Pine Grove, it's a park.
But
You know?
the funny thing is, a lot of organizations come in and want to use the park for free, like, oh,
Yeah.
nonprofit, I want to run a road race, and we're like, why don't you use Clear Pond, like,
Right, we-
whatever, you know what I mean?
We try to,
Like,
you know, I
we
mean,
don't know about it.
you know, so we do have some arrangements where we used to do it like if so many, you know, it's this much and so many more, it's this much more. We just said, you know, we reduce the price per person for a group. But you just pay per person. You get 100 people, it's $3 a head, it costs you $300. Because we gotta get an extra lifeguard, you know, we gotta make sure there's more people on staff, you know. So that's kind of how we do it, and usually stick them over on the other end, or on the new beach.
So, if we, I don't know if there's a motion out there, but if
We
there
did.
is, right?
It was second, it was further discussion.
So
Right now.
further discussion, once we make this decision, as part of the further discussion, that he's coming in as soon as possible, so we've got to get on top of getting,
Right,
because the biggest nightmare of this is that all the kids that are in school want to apply for that life, so you get hammered with,
Yeah.
when are you putting the job posting up, when are you going to pick a person up?
Right.
And you can't wait too long, because they're going to take other jobs.
and that's the thing.
So there's a small window right there, you know?
So we're trying to get,
Can we get them going like within the next week?
oh, absolutely.
Well, that's the point, right?
He will, and that's why
Get
we're
them
trying
now.
to do this now.
Right.
We're probably a meeting behind where we wanted to do this. What I tried to do over the last 2 years was kind of build a calendar, you know, as to what things need to get done on the board.
Yep.
Because I took over being chairman after Danny was chairman for probably 15 years. And Danny left the board, and you had Justin, who had no, you know, he just got on with me, and we had Ken and Ken. We had, until Mike came back, we didn't have a lot of experience on the board, and we were like, Nellie, it was kind of an adventure. Well, what's gonna get done next? And like,
We
oh yeah,
have to
we
do
gotta
that?
get Clear Pond. Next thing you know, it's May, and we go, we haven't hired kids yet. You know,
So
so,
then we're going to put it up for a certain amount of time in line, it's.
right, you know, and it's gonna be okayed down there at HR, and then it comes to us, and nothing happens fast.
I am gonna be gone May 4th through 11th, so anything we could get going before that.
Yeah,
would be
and-
No,
good.
it's
by
just
doing
kind of
this-
like getting Doug involved.
And then now we can get Doug involved.
And he goes, well, I gotta get down there to do whatever, to clean up, and you're like, go do it, like.
Right, you know,
So,
if
but-
it means
but
we
the
hire a
HR
couple
stuff,
of
the hiring-
maintenance kids early, I don't have no problem with that, you know?
The HR stuff, the hiring falls on us, he makes a ton of recommendations, but, you know, we have to fit
I
in the
think it'll be-
budget, it's a whole.
I think it'll be a lot smoother this year with Doug. I think especially helping us with picking the right kids
Yep.
from his experience. I think that'll be good. Okay, any further discussion?
I have a quick question.
Yeah, no, go ahead, that's what it's for.
In the past, do we have a budgeted amount for what that pays for the year?
Yes,
Okay, and do we know where he came in?
he was just under budget.
It was under budget, okay.
Yeah, but remember, the first week's pay is gonna be on that budget.
Right.
Okay.
The first week's pay, because
I don't wanna hold things up.
Yeah, no. The fiscal year ends June 30th.
The
So
whole
first
thing
week
under.
or first 10 days of his pay will be in the current budget we're in.
But then we
So
just
when I
have-
said he's under budget, that's good because we gotta cut a check. Last year,
Like money. in our
we tried
pocket.
something new. We tried to hire a couple extra maintenance kids to be under Dougie's purview, and then use them in the different parks. And,
Like going down to John Pond.
right,
Weed whacker.
unfortunately, we didn't split up the payroll accordingly. Some of it should have been on Ted Williams Camp payroll, so the maintenance budget was over the top. Not a lot, but it was over the top. So as long as we don't go over the top on the whole payroll budget, we're okay. But yeah, so, little things like that, but we'll fix that.
It ended up being an HR thing, and we can discuss that later as to how we want to try to do that.
Yeah, I say we do the
Well, let's
first.
get Doug in here.
I say
Yeah.
the whole first maintenance payroll goes on Pam.
Or the person we are
Yeah.
going to hire.
Go back and forth with that. That's why, but we'll
Let's
discuss
go
that
with
another
that.
time.
Okay, anyhow,
Let's keep going.
all right. All those in favor of Doug Berry for our director for Clear Pond Park for 2019?
Aye.
Unanimous?
Yay.
I'll call Dougie tomorrow.
And,
I don't know how you did that job that time.
Just ask Mike.
That's brutal. That was
I
the worst
mean,
one.
I had,
You lived that.
Joe's son-in-law, Josh, thank God he had worked there for many years, but Mike had a couple other people, a couple other adventures.
All right. So we did the reorg. Look at this.
All right, so we're
all
moving.
right, let's keep going.
Oh, baby, I got it beat.
Director's done.
Okay, so we've got a little calendar here. You see this April calendar? I'm missing a page. Flip it.
No?
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so is there any other new business other than the reorganization? Okay,
Do you want to bring up the bunker rake under new business or old business?
we're gonna bring that up under Ted Williams Camp General Updates.
All right.
We're gonna go right to this event calendar, so this is what I've asked Nellie to produce us at least once a month. And what this is giving you is an outline of what's happening here at the lodge. As you can see, like Wednesdays, see that BNI, 7 a.m. Fridays, there's another group, they come in, and so, we don't charge them a lot, they're in here for 2 hours, it's a little extra gravy during the week, it's nice. But, you can see we got a couple of weddings, looks like we got a
Seven.
baby's first birthday, Dartmouth sorority, oh, Dartmouth sorority, it's formal. Ooh. Oh yeah, the 26th, 11 a.m.
So it's actually.
Eleanor Gamash's bereavement. Her husband, Paul Gamash, they ran the bowling alley and the four quarters in town. She just passed away. 26 is her 93rd birthday.
Wow.
Yep. But so it's going to start getting busy. We had the bike event this past week. Looks like we got nothing going on here this weekend, but the weddings will be starting in May. Oh, which is over here.
Yep, I got you, man.
Yep. So you see, we get a wedding on Sunday. Then we got two things going on the 11th. Baseball's doing a fundraiser, huh?
Yeah, I guess
They're
so.
renting the.
That's all the information that was on there. So I'm not quite sure. They're in contact with SCM about it.
And another wedding. So the weddings are starting. Birthday parties. And so and we'll apprise you on that stuff. We'll show you the contracts. We have a wedding price and then we have a function price. We try not to gouge, but we're not in the business of gouging people. We just try to get something that's fair because we get a little bit on the other end. So we try to keep the price of the hall down. But so this is what Nellie provides us and gives us an update, and so we can see what's going on. I know last summer it was like all of a sudden, oh geez, hey, that's this weekend.
Yep.
So it's good to take a look at it. Don't hesitate to drive through the parks, whether it's Clear Pond or John Pond or here, and just see what's going on. So that's that. That's a good thing to have.
For the next meeting, SEM will attend,
Okay.
and we are going to be going into an executive session because we'll be talking about comparison pricing of other businesses. And that's one of the executive session motions.
Comparative price, what?
Yeah, they want to come forward with new pricing, but we're also going to be comparing local businesses and such.
It's only taken
Everything
2
you
years.
just said is
Ask them.
relevant.
So,
That was in the negotiations that was supposed to happen.
Let's bring it up with them.
yeah, so we're going
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to help us revamp our contract and our contract prices because we haven't gone up in like the last 3 years. A lot of it gets projected out because they'll be booking a wedding today for 2 years.
Yep.
But if we don't, the only thing we've really added in the last couple of years is we brought in a cleaning service and we added that to all the contracts
That's gonna be
going
an issue
forward.
too, right?
They come in and they vacuum and wipe up. They don't, it's not, but they get it cleaned up. So the next function can come in, if there's food on the floor, they clean it up and vacuum and what have you. But, so, we've been asking them to come in and help us
Sure you wanted that?
when we brought them in a year and a half ago,
It's a tough one.
Good.
to help us rework how we're charging things and how can we raise things and do it in a good fashion where it's, so that's good, this is a good thing. It's good that, probably
they'll
good.
come-
So they're coming in on that, good.
Probably good that they waited to come in
the
with a new
agenda for
board,
a
too.
possible executive session, so that way we can openly
Talk
talk
about stuff.
Good.
pricing,
Great.
contracting, negotiating sort of deals, so
Perfect.
that'll occur.
Good, so that's next meeting.
Next meeting.
Okay, Ted Williams Camp updates. Have anything to bring forward?
Timing purposes, I hate to ask the question, but what's the deal with the parking lots?
Okay, I asked Nate for an update. I'll read you Nate's update. Okay?
Yep.
He thought the bids closed last week. I thought they closed this week. They close tomorrow. We have currently 2 bids out that close tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
To fix
One
the
is to do
parking
the drainage on the karate parking lot here, which we're gonna pay for. And the other one is the soccer parking lot, which the town is gonna pay for, because in putting in the police station, they raised the level and now there's a pond over there. Pretty good. Drive by there sometime. Drive by there tonight, there's still water there. So there's 2 bids out, 2 separate bids, for each one of the projects. They end tomorrow at 3. Nate says we had a ton of interested people. I will let you know as soon as the bids are opened. We also asked him about the plumber to come, as you heard us talking, maybe the 2 bathrooms. The men's middle urinal is leaking when you burst the thing. Not terrible, but leaking onto the cement floor, so it's not a big deal. And in the ladies' room, both the water works, but they're just not, I don't know, something's rusted out or they're just loose. You can pick them up.
So
If someone's a plumber or knows plumbing, jump right in. We got all kinds of things.
So the answer is the bid's closed.
Bid's
and then
closed
we wanna
tomorrow at
move
3.
quick on that, so is that something that's gonna get decided between the next meeting, or is it next meeting?
I don't want to wait till the next meeting,
No, I know, and that's,
so maybe we should make a contingency.
yeah.
We'll do that. Keep that in mind. We'll do a contingency to, so he's doing the bathroom stuff for Linda, and then there's a leak at John Pond.
Yep,
He's got that
that's,
on his list, and down here, down below, when you guys got some free time or something on the weekend, you want to walk around, we can go around the camp, show you the things around this camp.
Yep.
And we can go to the other camps and we can talk about things and show you where things are. We have 2 irrigation pumps. We have a big one that handles the soccer fields, the far baseball field, and goes over to the library, okay? Then we have a smaller irrigation that does the infields and the bathrooms, okay? And that one we've had a problem with. There's an old pump house down there that the pipes still go through, but the pump house isn't working anymore. We've built a new pump house 6 or 7 years ago. So it's just gonna be fixed and taken out of there and then take that building down. We'll have the highway department or something come in and collapse the building and cover it up. So there's a couple little things. There's an irrigation leak there. There's a water irrigation leak at John Pond.
History of managing.
And this is all through the town plumber.
Right?
And then these two issues in the bathroom. So just to let you know what's happening.
Every time.
And that's, my goal is to keep it as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
So that everybody knows what's going on. So you being Clear Pond, if you go down there and you do something, and you make a decision, and you and Dougie decide to do something good, send us a text, send us an email, just say, hey guys, this is what's happening. So that's that. So
Perfect.
this one down here, that one. I don't know when, but what'd he say?
Well, can I make a motion here to appoint, given the new liaisons, to appoint Mike as the liaison, because I did it before, but I'm just because I was trying to help out. So the
Yep.
liaison to be able to make a decision on the contract, if appropriate, between meetings. I don't know if there's
Yep.
another way to phrase that. but-
I think they'll go with the lowest one, but I don't know. But,
So they just go with the bid and we just gotta go with it.
right, but we need to, they need to.
well, we have to
That's
go with
what
it
it's
if the lowest one is above our budgeted amount, which is what, $45,000?
Right.
It shouldn't be.
We
but-
appropriated out of capital expenditures last June.
But we can take
So
the
long
bid.
as it's been dragging us, we
It
dragged us
doesn't
3
make
years.
sense to wait to take the
Okay,
bid, right? So
done.
we have to appoint someone to take that bid.
We appropriated $45,000 because we had a budget for $45,000.
Rita always
The
used to
plan
say that stuff.
is less than half of that.
She'd be like, "Ooh,
is what it should
this?"
cost.
So like, Me?
That was putting the underground, things under the parking lot and doing all that. And what we're gonna do is they're gonna dig a swale over here, this side of the parking lot, you know, and do it properly, but do it the right way, you know, for a 100-year storm, and drain all the water into that, so it's a lot cheaper.
So the reason I'm asking is that I know we probably don't need someone to typically accept the bid, we just take the bid. But I know, I just don't wanna waste time.
No, right, and so we don't wanna wait for two more weeks for the next meeting. If we give authority to Mike to make any decision, hearsay on that, I'm all for it.
It's basically just to make sure that we can get it done as fast as
Right,
possible.
that's the whole thing, I mean, because, you know, in the next couple of weeks, this place should be buzzing.
So I don't know if you have to do a motion on that or not, but just an idea.
I think.
Because I was doing it before, but it
Right.
makes sense to pass it off.
Right,
Because I think I was technically the person that could approve it, right?
right, you were, right. So you made a motion, make Mike the point man on this?
Yeah.
I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Alright.
Okay.
Prove it all, Mike.
All right.
Prove it all.
So that's Ted Weems Camp, that's kind of what we got going on. The scheduling, got some bumps in the road, we gotta
Yeah.
straighten out somehow.
We'll figure that out. Can we table that for next time?
No, oh no, we're not gonna do it now, I mean,
I'll have
I
it-
think,
I'll have an update next
I
time,
think
how's
if
that?
we give you the schedules and
Sounds awesome.
try to work it out.
So when will we have the, you know, Paul, talk information on the schedules? Just so you can be doing that at all?
For here.
I'm doing it here.
What about for the other?
John
I'm doing
Paul
it
is
here,
gonna
you're doing
do.
jump on, separate.
I can get all that.
Mike's got
Okay, I was gonna say, somebody already gave some stuff to
Yes,
somebody,
yep.
okay.
So you have a nice coordinated
Right,
stack of that. I have a
Right.
mess.
yeah, well, yeah,
Phenomenal.
somewhat. So, that being, we're going on to the sports
No,
seasons. and-
hold on.
Oh, go ahead, back up. That's right, you wanted to say something, Mike.
I got 3 other things here for Ted Williams.
Okay,
Bunker rake,
project in the works.
bunker rake.
Our current bunker rate is, we use a golf course bunker rate to drag the fields. With certain attachments, it works great, okay?
So, yeah,
So ours is
70,
15 years old.
so 2.5 years ago,
Yep.
the purchase of this was approved, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the former committee members just never got to it.
He gave it to me and I just didn't, it was like a week before the end of the deadline and I dropped the ball.
That was just last year, this is, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's been there for a while.
Right. It's been
My question,
appropriate.
yeah, it looks to me, I don't know what the original bid was, but the bid with all the accessories on it is $13,300,
That's about $300 more.
about $300 more, which makes sense.
Yeah,
Do we have to go through the whole process again, or
No,
it's
we've okayed it.
already been okayed, right?
I think we just gotta go whatever they want for a purchase order, or I think we just
Okay.
gotta, I think we just gotta go the
Okay,
right
so I'll
way.
go down and see.
Because we wanna purchase it before June 30th, because we have it in our budget now.
Yeah,
and
if
that's-
I'll go down and see while I'm talking to Rita.
Is that Rockwell?
This
Is that Rockwell?
it's not that many, yeah, Bill Rockwell.
Bill
Yeah,
Rockwell, that's the
yeah,
guy I talked to
Yeah,
once.
yeah. All right, that was that. Pavilion, real
Oh, yeah.
quick. Yeah, this, I met with the Old Colony about this pavilion project, just to give these guys an idea of what's going on. I know we're trying to move along here, so we had a tent here.
We had
rented
a
out-
tent, it took a beating last fall. It's
Because we
now-
couldn't put it up and down.
Now, right, it was a tent that was supposed to go up for a function and come down. You know, it's not one of the sturdy ones with a nice big frame that you put up and stays up all year, and it got left up too long. You know, and it got destroyed. And we just paid $2,000 last year to get little holes fixed. I can't imagine what it would cost if they could even do this, because the holes are right at the top. One of the poles snapped and went right through the thing, you know, it's just,
2 of the poles gone,
2 of the poles are gone. So,
doesn't matter.
you know, the thing was, do we buy another thing? You know, we're hemming and hawing what we're gonna do. And it was funny because I had gone online and looked at these, and I said, "Well, we should build a pavilion." And someone says, "Oh, it's gonna cost too much money. We gotta have hurricane thing." So Mike goes online and prints out the same thing that I had been looking at from the same company. You know, they send you all the nuts and bolts and you put it together. You know, but for like $36,000 or something. You know. So anyhow, Mike's been following up on that, and I'll let him continue.
Yeah, I met with the Old Colony, and they would like to take it on as a project for the upcoming year. So this is something still, we're not renting out a tent this year at all. Let me get back to that, but, so they are interested in the upcoming school year to do it. So that's where we're at now, we're meeting with them and all that stuff. We got a quote on that.
So
So I'm in that
free labor.
position, I guess I'm in that position now, so I'll just continue on and keep everybody informed. Tent. I did talk to Brian Grant to let him know that we're not gonna be buying that used one. And I asked him, I said, we have the Tri-Fest coming up. Would you be interested in renting it, bringing it down and doing it yourself, setting it up and taking it away? And he said, yeah, it's $995 is what we charge them, because he does it at Cathedral Camp with the same group.
You pass it on to.
And I said, well, I talked to Nikki, and she said, yeah, I'll let people know, but I think, I just wanted to that's an option, we wouldn't be making anything
Right,
on it.
we don't make anything
but
on it, we just pass that price on.
If somebody wants to sell
$1,000
it.
bucks.
Isn't that Track Fest called though? Don't we do it? You
Huh?
say for Track Fest?
Well, I don't know what they're planning for, we haven't met with the Tri-Fest guy yet, right?
But that's my point, is that it's like, hey, you can do this. We used to do it, now it's not, I'm sure we included.
Used to be
last time.
included, right?
But now it's not, so it's like, we don't have this, but you have to pay for it. You wanna
So
do
I
it
thought-
obviously.
Well, yeah, it's not like he really paid for the tent, he only paid for the building.
They put it right out here, and we just gotta
So,
figure
oh
out
yeah,
what's gonna
they
be the
got a
best
great
location.
deal.
But, I mean, then I don't have to worry about this falling down and shit, and, because it fell on the board to set it up, and take it down, and set it up and take it down, and every time you had a storm, and it seemed like every 2 weeks, it was like gale force winds are coming, so we're dropping the tent, and it's,
And it sits in the ground, kills the grass.
yeah,
It's fun.
So what, okay, so that's where we're at with that.
Yep.
Okay.
So
So
we talked about it, it was funny, we kind of just talked about it, and then Mike kind of ran with it, and all of a sudden, it's like, hey, this could really happen.
I was just inquiring and they're like, they jumped on it. So anyway, in process. The other thing I had for Ted Williams was the part-time employee.
Yep.
There's 2 jobs posted. One is for 18-hour position and one is for an 18 to 40-hour position.
Oh,
The same
great.
job.
Did they mess up down there?
That's okay. We don't have to fill either one of them,
It's optional.
Okay,
right, but it's options.
okay.
So I would fill the more hour one.
Yeah, okay,
Did you
that's
get
what I was thinking.
I spoke with Dan,
Do you guys know what, with this, there's so many.
just throw
This is a
at you.
long, but it's gotta be quick.
This is gonna be quick. No, it is. No, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get somebody in here who's got background knowledge in working with this and mowing and,
Fixing machines.
doesn't have to be a mechanic, but can change the oils and things like that, Obviously, if you get a real repair, we're gonna send it out, And we were gonna try and bring somebody in to work with Mike this year on a part-time basis. And then next year, hire them back and hire another guy, whether he sits on the lawnmower for 18 hours a week. And the reason we say 18 hours is because as long as they stay under 1,000 hours a year, which is roughly 18, 19, it's like 19.5 hours a week, they're considered part-time, no benefits. Perfect for some retired gentleman to jump on the lawnmower and mow, We're not asking for rocket scientists, we're not asking to pick up boulders, it's just, picking up trash and keeping the place nice.
And it's just mowing here.
It's mowing
Ted
here.
Williams only not,
Right now,
The kids are, well, that's.
the kids take care of clip-on, okay? And the highway department comes here, grabs our bunker rake, goes down to John Pond, mows John Pond and drags the field,
okay.
and then brings the bunker
But
rake
that's,
back.
that hasn't been well coordinated in the past.
And that's, it
So
hasn't
they call
been.
you, hey, it's not loaded.
Yeah.
Deal with that.
So what we try to do, have Dougie send a couple kids down with a weed whacker and make sure the fences are at least weed
Fridays.
whacked.
I'll go over all this stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
so things like that.
Yeah.
Man, just lost my thought.
So we're trying to get someone now that can start. to
Because
get-
the person is retiring.
Right, so he's retired next year, so we wanna get somebody to work with it,
Yeah.
and get the feel, because he goes down and puts the pump in it, the little pump for the water at Clear Pond, little things like that, gets the water going at Clear Pond, turns the water on at John Pond, or whatever, here, what he's gonna do here, the little things he's gonna do first thing. So if he can learn those ropes and then hire a second guy next year and have the two of them, I think we'll be in as good a position as we are now with one.
Not really.
The only difference is Mike's been here for a number of years, he's got it down to a science.
Yeah, table the job.
But it's just becoming too
18th
expensive for
sure.
us.
Unfinished
You
clerk,
know,
she's
you
got.
have employees from April to October, it's 40 grand,
Yeah.
for someone cutting grass.
Yeah, I know.
So, we do have, and I had her open a position, so she opened a position, I guess unless someone's come in this week, no one's applied for it yet.
We have had no official turn-ins of an application.
No official.
I-
Does that mean anybody took out any applications, or we don't know?
Yes,
Yes?
someone did.
Okay,
Ooh.
all right.
Just time check, I have 10 minutes.
Okay.
I don't have to be here the whole time, but I'm just
11.
saying.
Okay. John Pond Park updates. Joe, what do you got?
Horrendous paint job on these dugouts.
Joe, we got, the big things going on down there. The schedules are pretty much okay right now, aside from the girl we talked to, Sarah. And we got the bathrooms coming in within a month. I'll check on that. If you don't mind, I'll stay on that, because I was the point man on that.
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, unless you want it, I'll just CC you on everything.
I'll work with you on that one.
Yeah. So we're working with the softball people down there to do the cat for
And I
it.
think they're just gonna put in a dirt, not dirt, a rock.
Yeah, like a stone.
Stone dust for the first year to make sure that's where we want it to be.
Yeah,
You know, so it's in a spot where everybody's good with it, and then we make it a cement pad in the future.
and we gotta get electric and water to it, and
Which I think they're
anything
gonna help
with
us
water until they fix the pipe,
Right.
which is supposed to be done this week. Other than that, I'll meet you down there, how's that?
Right, just let me know when.
Yeah.
Now, do we have keys for all those here too? The master keys for the shed and all that?
That's what I'm saying.
There's a box for it.
We gotta get a set for that too, and you should have that set with you.
Well,
Never
you
mind
just
a
get
set
someone
here,
down there.
you know, you should have a set, like, I'll give you, we'll get you a set of keys to Clear Pond, you should have a set of keys to Clear Pond. Even though we have some here, you know, you might be going in after hours for something, you know?
They have the right idea down there, those everything's on a key box.
Can we do a
just
separate
need the
executive
code.
session to give them codes for this? and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you that right now, as soon as we're on camera.
Well,
Codes.
were the other commissioners given a code to that alarm?
We'll
Yes,
change-
we'll just
change
change
it.
it.
We'll
Yeah, we
change
have
it.
to change
We'll
it.
change 'em up.
And the door's gotta
We'll
change
get
too,
these-
so
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
We have, for this building, it's a key code. We do have keys, but we never passed them out. They gave us a dozen keys, and that's why we changed all the locks, because over the past 15 years, there's a lot of keys out there,
Sure.
you know? So, and then we've an alarm system here that we're gonna wait for you guys, you know, so we'll get you the code to get in the building if you need to get in the building. And Nellie's gonna get everything all situated. Maybe next meeting, we'll take a 10-minute, go around and show you. You come through the door, and you come over here and you punch four-digit code.
Yeah.
You know,
No?
I mean, it's not a
Part of the building.
Put the number in your phone and. That's how you get in here.
You just gave the
Contract.
Yeah. It's all right, we'll change it. It's time to change it in here.
Okay.
Forget you just heard.
And the reason we did that was because, so say we got the plumber coming in on Tuesday morning, you know? So we have a code,
The fact that
it's just the vendor code,
fact it's
you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we give them that
security,
code
you
and
know.
that gets changed monthly.
Can you rewind?
Our code will,
Can we
well,
edit?
we're gonna change it now.
Cough, at least.
All
something.
right, oh, we got new commissioners.
We
It
gotta
should
do it
change.
anyway, 100%.
It should change.
100%.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
100%.
Okay.
All right, anything else on that?
No, like I said,
I'll get the plane.
Okay, Route 18, which is our new fields over here.
okay, we're probably the same place we were last time, except that we have, I'll have to give you guys a whole
Yeah.
thing of what we're doing, but first project was getting the electricity in, that's in.
Yep.
Second project is now getting the well
Well done.
drilled and installed. That, we've approved that, and that's being done by the end of this month.
Awesome.
Supposedly, by the end of this month. The next thing is, this is where I need to get back on it here, is I need to get the bid
Right.
in. We decided to put the bid for the actual loom and the irrigation in, the spreading and the setting up the fields all in one, and split it up between field 1 and field 2, because we can keep the price in under $50,000. It has to go out to bid, but if it goes over $50,000, it becomes a much huger deal. So we're doing it in 2 phases, field 1, field 2. So I have to get specs to Rita so that they can send the bid out. And
If you wanna-
I will get that done before, like, our next meeting.
So if you want me to give
So
you
that's-
small jobs, I can help out with that.
Okay.
You're running point on it because you know the whole system, but if you said, hey, I just need you to communicate with this person or get this, whatever, just tell me, I'll help out.
Okay, so the plan is to get the money spent, I hate to put it that way, but we have $75,000 that we appropriated for those fields, and we need to spend it before the end of June. Okay?
We don't lose it, but it
And
just.
we also want to get the fields grassy down and growing. So it's going to be
A lot
at
more.
least a year and a half to 2 years before you can play on those fields.
Yeah.
But we are moving forward. So that's the first question that everybody asks you
Yeah.
when you get on
What's
the
happening
commission. What's going
happening
on
with
with
those
those
fields?
fields?
And your
Okay?
answer is, there's money that we have to spend by June to go, oh, that's great. It's the best answer versus, it's a 15 minutes.
Nellie, do we have any unfinished business? I did.
The one comes to, the carpet cleaning,
Oh, yeah.
would you have to decide on that? I don't know if anybody got another quote, I have two. I have one from Clean Right and one from Bay State. Those are the two that I have.
Okay,
So
what
the
are they?
Clean Right one we saw last time.
Well, we didn't see it. We got a number, I think.
Yeah, so the Clean Right one is on top, Bay State's underneath.
Clean Right is the company that's currently doing our cleaning here after the functions. And Bay State is the company that's been doing the carpet
This is a
cleaning for the
one-time?
past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
is the
it's like-
one-time-
Bay State's
Yeah,
a
one
Lakeville
time,
company.
deep clean,
What's the
the whole
difference?
thing.
Someone asked me, I was asking about this, why don't we just go down to Ocean State Job Lot and get a rug doctor? It was explained to me that you need, for a job this big, in this intense, you need something that, they have like the actual truck with, it has a different, more of a suction and
Yeah.
everything. So it has to be done by someone professionally that is like a carpet cleaner.
We do it like once a year, right?
Yeah, so once a year.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know I know Bay State does it that way, they have the truck,
We have a
right?
truck that comes in, yeah.
I don't know about this other company.
Clean Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what they do
I
for
think we
the
just want to
carpet
go with the one that's
cleaning.
the best choice. I know we had like a history of one.
Yep, we do. Those are the two bids we
We need
have.
SCM's advice.
Well, they're also both under $1,000, so you can do it without going to bid or anything.
Yeah.
There is a difference of $260 between the two of them.
800 and then 550.
1,060.
2060 for the other one.
That's actually a $10,000 for this business practice. If we're going to go with the new one, I would find out what the process is.
Yeah, I wouldn't just, we don't know if they're coming in with handheld machines or if they're coming in what they're coming in with.
Right.
Can we find out? I guess.
We can, it's just something we kind of want to schedule before we get as you saw, we get into May and we start getting weddings, and so we want to try and, like I say all the time, we're trying to sell this building, So like this winter time, when we did have our employees working this winter, they came in and each winter they paint the baseboards, they go over, go over the white paint, and, I mean,
Do you want me to make that phone call, or do you want to?
Part of the building. Everything's part of the building.
My job. Do you want to do it, Kelly, or
Oh, yeah, I can call them if you want.
are you working tomorrow, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to think.
Yeah, I know, you got some time to it, so.
Yes, I do.
You want to let me know?
anything you got, Nellie?
Yes.
You got 2 minutes.
Most important thing.
Always do this to me. I just wanted to give you a couple of updates on a couple of things that were going on. So that separate AAU team,
What?
that extra AAU team that
Right.
can come in wanting field time. And I tried to, hammer out a weekend.
Figure it out.
And they just emailed back and said, we no longer need field time. And I was like,
Okay. So
okay.
We have a
you need
check on
to
that?
And
refund
we
the check.
did, and it was deposited.
I told you to
and
deposit it.
Yes. It came back, stop payment.
Oh.
And the day I deposited, I had called the bank to make sure funds were available, and they were.
Okay.
So in between it getting to the bank and me
I'll
calling,
remember
they
that
stopped
next
payment.
time. So did we get hit with a fee?
$5.
Okay.
They get hit with a bigger fee for the stop payment,
It's okay.
which seems.
I'll send them a bill for $5.
Yeah, it seems silly over just asking for the refund, because we weren't able to do it, understood, so.
Anyway.
It's
So
just petty.
that's
I'm
kind
okay.
of, yeah, that's what happened with that one. The other one was the Bay State Tri-Team.
Yep, the Bay State Tri-Team, which came
We were not able to accommodate them.
in. Okay.
Now, and here's the reason why. When I looked at the calendar here, it was open. However, I did not know SEM had something in the works already for that weekend.
Okay.
So, and the contract was already in process, sort of deal. So, they couldn't get that space because we actually have a huge event going on that weekend.
Great.
They were offered a smaller space in the back, and that wasn't accommodating.
Okay.
So then it was suggested for Clear Pond. I told them that it would have to come to the commission, and we probably needed the director hired first, so that way we can see if the area is clear for them to do it, et cetera, but they've decided to go someplace else.
Okay.
So that's the way
No
it
big
worked
deal.
out. From here on out, SEM and I have created the process that if anybody needs to come before the commission to rent for whatever reason, they're gonna talk to SEM first, and SEM is gonna pencil them in on a date.
Good.
Because only they know the dates and what they're doing.
Right.
And then they can come forward to us.
So that's what they can do, is in the calendar, as soon as someone says, hey, I want to get this date, I gotta get my paperwork in, if they can put it in and shade it somehow, so we know something's in the works for that day, is that what they're gonna do?
No, it's gonna be more of whoever wants a date, they need to talk to SEM.
Yep, that's fine.
Because if they're just in negotiations, they're not gonna block off the date.
No.
Like, but they know what's going on, so it's better for any
Makes sense.
group saying, hey, I wanna get a discount, to go, nope, you gotta talk to them before you come to our meeting.
Perfect.
They'll
Yeah.
pencil you
Yeah.
in, we'll discuss, if we have to cancel, we cancel, it's not a big
We don't have to
deal.
explain
Okay,
anything.
what else?
That's fine.
It saves time.
No, that's good.
Is that it?
Anything else?
I think that's
What
it.
are the papers and stuff?
I think that's it. We'll go for that.
Next meeting?
No, you said email addresses of everybody here and myself.
Yeah, so I asked for that. So we-
Yes.
So we want to have everyone sell
Yeah.
Lynn's email.
Okay.
We're gonna
We
exchange.
can't like
everything.
communicate as a
Right,
group, but it's
like
usually like,
can't-
hey, Jesse, let's talk about Clear Pond, and I
One-on-one
forgot to tell you this
is
major
fine.
detail that.
One-on-one is fine,
So.
but it's like, you can't be, what, more than two of us?
Yeah,
Can't be more than two of us, or something, I don't know, whatever the ethics,
Yeah.
you know what I
Under the
mean?
group stuff
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah.
It's fine for you to send something out, say, hey, this is what's happening at John Pond,
Yeah.
and everyone just kinda goes, okay, great, thanks. They can answer you, we can answer you one-on-one, we can
Right.
answer you back one, but just don't do a group answer.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, hey, I think you should do this.
Open meeting laws.
Open meeting laws.
Woohoo, okay. So next meeting, and you guys have gotten my vacation stuff.
Nice.
No, we're denying your vacation?
No,
Yep.
Where you
Okay,
going
today's the
anywhere?
17th.
Orlando.
Really nice.
Just got back.
I'm going twice.
Do we wanna go, historically,
So
we
what
go
days of
Monday
the
or
week?
Tuesday
We
night?
can't do the 29th, we have a golf meeting, I have a golf meeting,
Oh, okay.
golf tournament meeting.
I can't do May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Oh, jeez, well,
I could do
just
the- I could do the 30th.
All right, June?
I could do 29th or 30th.
I can't do either one of those.
I can't do Tuesdays.
Do we want to push it to the 6th? Is that too far?
I won't be here.
I mean, I don't have to be here. I mean, it could be.
I know, but we gotta make sure that we have, we have at least 4 people that say, yeah, I got a good shot at being there.
Yeah.
Because then if someone can't make it, then we've got at
So
least
you
3.
guys
Gotta have
can-
3.
So Monday, Tuesday, so that whole week. Okay, so if it is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I can't be here, but can you guys do it? It's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'm available 2nd and 3rd.
Thursday, Friday.
No,
Can't do the second.
I can't make
All right,
it.
how about the following week? 6th?
That whole week's
Six is-
around.
I won't be here, but you can always get another recording
We're done in
secretary.
May now, we're the same things?
Yeah.
I can do anything that week. 6th, anything that week. May 6th.
You've gone that whole week, right?
You're gone the week of what?
The 6th,
Oh, so that week's out.
yeah.
When you say you can get another recording secretary, how does that work?
She comes in and takes notes.
Yep, Rita,
She did it
yeah,
before.
Rita usually has a backup of people who are willing to come to meetings
Yeah, she
and do
came.
the recording.
She came last year
Jen
one
did,
time.
yeah, Jen did,
Jen came one time, she takes
Yeah.
Oh, I
notes.
remember that. Yeah.
yeah.
Takes the notes and,
Works fine with me.
yeah.
The second
Yeah,
time?
so if you want to do that, then you just have to reach out to,
Monday the
I
6th
think
might
you
be-
coordinate with Rita.
The problem is you want to try to get them in every couple of weeks because then the stuff piles up and this
Right,
becomes
especially this time of
way
year,
longer
longer
than
things,
this.
and all of a sudden the invoices grow like this, you know?
It's
Plus, people are coming in, they wanna do things, they wanna get things going.
So we can't do the 29th, you said, or the 30th?
I can't do
If you
Tuesdays.
guys want to do the 29th, I might be able to change that. I mean, I have a meeting for my golf tournament, but if that's the only day we can do it, then
Well,
I
I can do the
don't
29th.
have to go to the golf.
I can do the
I'm not
29th.
chair
You
of
guys
that
do the
anymore,
29th?
so.
You
I'm
can't-
not-
you can't
I'm
do
not
the
here the
29th. What day is it?
You can do the 29th.
I know, I'm sorry.
You can do the 29th, Scott? Yeah, and so if you can't, even if you can't make it, we still got 4.
Okay.
You would have to get another recording secretary for that.
What's going on?
I'm gone here. I know, I'm gone the weekend before as well.
Want to do the 20, want to do that?
29th is a Monday?
And you guys, is
It's
7
Monday.
good to start? Everyone's good with
I
7?
actually,
The reason we went to,
can
like
come
in the
down.
wintertime, we went down to 6:30 because there wasn't a lot going on. And we kind of pushed it back to 7 because people were, you know, might have a kid playing sports or
All
something.
you're missing is Saturday.
Justin's the only one now that's coaching anybody. I don't know if you've got kids that are playing sports or anything. Joe's kids are a little older now, and Mike's kids are older, and mine are too.
Oh, yeah, what day is that, Monday?
It's a Monday.
I'm good on Mondays.
All right,
I forgot about
so
this.
Monday, is that it?
Do you want to go at 6:30 or do you want to go at 7?
Depends, maybe.
6:30, you get out earlier.
I can actually be here at like 7:30, right after 7:30, but
All right, so if you want to shoot for 7, and we'll keep the agenda slim.
Yep.
So the 29th,
7.
29.
7, I'll be.
29th.
That's 7.
And then Doug, can we get Doug to come in?
Yeah, I'll call Doug and ask him if he can.
Congratulate him on his
Yep.
new hire. Doug, I need, schedule stuff.
So we'll
Well, are
do
you back
Doug
tomorrow?
first.
Are you
We'll
back-
do,
are
we'll
you
do
back
Doug relatively early, so that he doesn't have to stay the whole meeting.
Okay, yeah, you could be first.
You know,
Fine.
unless we get another group that comes in and,
Do you want SEM at that meeting for the executive session?
Do we need it? Can we do it the next one?
We can probably do it the next one.
I feel like it's gonna get,
yeah.
we'll just schedule an executive session at Ross or something.
Mike absolutely has to be there for that. Mike's a big part of that
Yep.
discussion.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So I'd say we bump it.
Do you want me to talk to SEM and see if that's okay with them? I mean, they might want a really quick one just to show you first and then go into another one.
Okay.
You know, at another time.
Wish we-
So we'll have to make sure the agenda works, and we'll have Dougie in first, and then we'll do, and then if we take care of any little business we have, and then we'll go SEM.
Okay.
So they don't have to be here right at 7.
Don't schedule at 7,
That's what I mean,
7:45.
7:30 or 7:45. We'll tentatively go 7:45 for them.
7:45.
Yeah, that way, that gives Mike some breathing room to get here. And we can take care of anything you gotta take care of in the first 45 minutes.
All right.
Sound good?
Lots to
Yeah,
do.
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock it is.
7 o'clock.
7
All right.
o'clock?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Hold on. wait, wait.
Second.
All right.
So
We're usually not running out of here, but I
9:07.
have to leave.
Hit it, Mike.